gentlemen, how are we doing today? Welcome. Let's see if we did this.
Hello,
We did. Fuck. Hold on. You know what? We're going to try that again. That was terrible. Let's do this again. We're going to the start. Here we go. We're going again. One more time. Here we go. There. Look at that. Look at that. We did it that time. Hear that? Got all these noise effects. Got all this shit. My pop filter's fighting back a little bit tonight, so we'll see how this goes. How you guys doing? Welcome. We're here on a Saturday, getting all fucking good to go. Oh, there we go. That'll work. Who cares? We'll fix it. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to whatever the fuck this continues to be. Look at this. I'm like hiding this time. Ooh, look at me. I'm scary. Ha ha. Welcome. Here we are. We did it. We're welcome. We're here. Used to be able to get 100 for $1.99. Now you only get 95 bits. Oh, that's shit. That's that stimulus check, Mikey. That's all that sweet Twitch inflation, right? This is gonna bug me. I'm gonna fix this real quick. I keep thinking it won't, but it does. Oh, almost. There we go. Wait for it. Wait. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Come on. No. Twist it that way. Nope, that's not happening. All right, we'll figure it out. I don't fucking know. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the start scene. I'm gonna fix this off camera. You guys can't see the fucking industry secrets. Oh, that one's good. Oh, that was good. Yes. Look at that. It's not touching me. It's right there. We fucking win. Hello. How's it going? Welcome to whatever the fuck this is. No, it is not Corey's Talking Heads. No matter how many times Mikey wants it to be that is not what it is. We had a real weird one for you. Got a couple bangers. You fucking assholes. Just piling on. We got a lot of good stuff. Good. I'm doing good. Thanks for joining me. Here we are. We've done it. We're back. We still have this short intermission stuff going on, which is fine. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Nobody cares. Why would you give me that? Hello. Yeah, Windows. Windows loves to have updates and such. Nobody cares. All right. Let's figure out what we're talking about today, shall we? I think we'll lean in with a little wholehearted shit that I forgot last night. I had a bunch of stuff that I just didn't get around to, so we're gonna fucking interact with some of that right now. First of which is this hilarious Reason sketch that came out. Oops. Oh shit, Mikey Two Milks is hosting. I really hate those alerts. Should etch him over that way. Stabbing. There's a stabbing in Wilmer? Crazy. Are you going to talk about the Karen, the bread lady? Yeah, maybe. I mean, that I was going to talk about that, but she took down her fucking article. It's fucking garbage. Actually, yeah, we can lead off with this. So today, while on Facebook, I came across one of the funniest things I have seen, man, like maybe ever. I mean, it was pretty fucking funny. Where is it? I put it on my Facebook page, and I'll show you. So there was this article about, yeah, right here. So I'll just show you guys because who cares, right? But the idea was there was this link that I found on Medium where somebody was taking herself way too seriously. And it's called Why You Need to Stop Making Bread. Well, this woman was harassed so much by people that eventually she 410'd her entire fucking account, which is hilarious. But I mean, the comments in there were just absolute fucking gold. And there was somebody that caught the Google capture of the link, which is right here. I'll actually put it in here. So this has, there we go. That has all the stuff that you need to see. It's pretty good. And then I don't know if it has Yeah, see, it doesn't have the comments, though. That's what fucking sucks. So that you can see the stuff. But you should read this article. It's one of the craziest things you'll ever read, but the comment section were just fucking brutal. I mean, like, they were going in on this bitch. Oh, Doima's got some screenshots. Okay. Web cache user. Oh, yeah, you just got the one that I just sent, right? But it's not the article. The article wasn't the big part, Matt. It was the comments. The comments were absolute gold. Yeah, those. I got the link in there for people if they want to read the article. It's super great. But it's just basically about this bitch talking about how if you bake bread, you're part of the problem and it's white privilege. And then everybody in the comments was telling her you're a fucking crazy bitch. And her name was literally Karen White. Yeah. It's too bad the comments aren't on there, though, right? Because they're not on those Google. Or are they? Or are they? No, it just says 390 clasps. Yeah, they're not anywhere to be found on here, which is sad. But yeah, the comment section, like, sometimes, and I love doing this sometimes, I'll hit Medium or I'll hit The Blaze, and as unreasonable as those two publications can be sometimes it's the absolute best to watch these people just get fucking shit served up. And it's fucking amazing. It was just, God damn it, so great. And, you know, people were like, I hope you die. I hope, like people were sharing pictures of bread. Like, my buddy Brian, he had a fucking picture of him baking bread. Like, here you go, Karen. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're part of the problem. Read the article. She'll tell you all about it. All right. This is a fun little sketch that we're going to do, and this is just called Desperate Mayors React to Coronavirus. This is off Reason, and this is two of my favorite of their comedy writers do this, and it's Austin Bragg and Andrew Heaton. And Andrew Heaton is fucking a genius, and they're largely responsible for the rebranding of what happened with Reason. But here's a sketch we're going to start off with, just a nice light as we load into our fucking Saturday, baby.
Howdy folks, Mayor Hightower here with a friendly reminder that everything is fine. You may have heard some nasty rumors about a dangerous China virus. Well, rest assured my staff and I are hard at work coming up with racist nicknames to call it.
Hello friends, Mayor Buck Schwartzmore here. Everything's fine. You don't need to buy masks. Everybody's been buying up masks. You don't need to. They don't protect you. They might even be counterproductive. Who knows? Stop buying masks. Also, if anybody knows how to short stock on Robinhood for a completely unrelated reason, if you would get in touch with me, I'd appreciate that.
We don't shut down schools in Virginia unless it's for desegregation, but that only lasted a year or so.
I think it's important right now to have a good, strong showing of leadership to indicate that I'm, doing stuff. So we're going to institute social distancing here. No one can gather in any group larger than my re-election donor dinner.
I have it on good authority that this Kung flu will be all done by Easter. Maybe even by Jewish Easter.
About the CDC test. It turns out they were just mood rings super glued to thermometers, so no luck there.
I did talk to our health officials. We're bringing in a truckload of that aquarium cleaner. Real good results coming out of Italy.
Yes, I did lie to you about the masks, but I only lied to you because I was afraid you'd hoard them. A, that's on you. B, you're welcome.
I never said that old people are expendable. I said they are non-essential.
Today I'm going to show you how to make your own mask using a bandana, some coffee filters, and elastic.
Make our very own mask at home with an old t-shirt and some rubber bands.
Hey, what do I need to do to get some of that stimulus money?
From a necktie and half a coconut.
Yeah, I'm a small business. I'm a regional airline. Great. Yeah, 8 million should cover it.
From some plastic tubing and your kids' stuffed animals.
Okay, so in addition to obligatory masks, from now on, for protection reasons, if you go outside, you need to wear a condom. Male or female, I don't care, put on a condom.
We are now banning all groups larger than 3. If you got more than one kid, pick one, okay? Be honest, you probably already have.
I've decided to suspend all marriage licenses.
The following individuals have been identified as witches, who through intercourse with the devil have brought pestilence to our land. Goody Hancock, Goody
They're
Hornbecker.
telling us that our food pellets will be delivered every Monday by one of those robot dogs from that one episode of Black Mirror.
Goody Wayfair. Just anybody named Goody.
District 7 has selected its tributes for the game.
The US dollar is no longer legal tender. The only currency is masks and bullets.
We sent Bruce Willis back in time to stop the pandemic before it even happens.
Furiosa has abandoned our people and made refuge with the Bullet Fathers.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
Okay,
So there you go.
back to porn.
I missed the tagline out. Okay, back to porn. And we will, of course... Oh, God. We will get you that link, which is boom. There we go. Let's see here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, that is a very, very accurate. Maybe too accurate, perhaps. I mean, who knows? Hard to say, right? Yeah. We were supposed to get to that yesterday. We didn't, so got to it now. Get fucked. Nobody cares. Hi. How are we doing? Let's see here. I got a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure we get to everything today because we've been having a real problem with that. Oh, yeah, here's a Kim Jong-un thing about whether or not he is alive. Let's see here. There it is. This is an interesting piece. I think this was done by The Times, I'm guessing. Not Morris Day and The. Although we would be so lucky. Yeah, this one's a little bit longer, but it's fine. We're going to have a weird show today anyways, so we'll just lead off with some clips at the top end of the show and see where that actually hits us in. But here's a thing that the Times did, I'm pretty sure. Let's double check. Yeah, New York Times, and we'll share, as always, the link in the chat. Bloop, bloop. And congratulations on your getting some booty, sir. I know that in these trying times, that is cool. Make sure you're socially distancing.
This was a recent birthday celebration in North Korea's capital, Pyongyang. It was held in honor of the country's founder, Kim Il-sung, who died in 1994. The festivities may have appeared routine, but someone was missing. Kim Jong-un, North Korea's ruler. Here he is at that same celebration in past years. Kim's absence has led to questions about his health and whereabouts. But details from the secretive regime are hard to come by.
They have such control over information. They are so good at restricting access.
So how do North Korea watchers try to discern what's happening during moments like this? We spoke to several experts to understand some of the main techniques that they rely on. Satellite images are a key tool. Analysts use them to look for changes or patterns that can help explain what might be happening in the country, and to track Kim Jong-un's movements. Take the Central Party complex, for example, the regime's headquarters.
The Central Party complex is located right next to where they have the military parades in Pyongyang. It is called North Korea's Forbidden City because you cannot go there without showing your ID. You've got to go through 4 lines of security before you go in to the actual building. But it is where all of North Korea's top officials have residences.
But from above, there are ways around the secrecy.
You can tell if Kim Jong-un is in the office based on the guard deployments around the buildings. It's like when the president's in the White House. You can see that there's a distinct security presence by the Secret Service.
The complex also includes Kim's reported personal medical clinic. But in April, we detected a change. The clinic had just been demolished, making way for a much larger structure. It's the kind of visual clue that analysts tend to keep a close eye on. If Kim Jong-un does have health issues, there are other places experts look to for indicators, like North Korea's most elite hospital, where the Kim family has its own wing. Analysts might look for certain vehicles outside. Here's what a motorcade looks like near one of Kim's homes. If this appears near the hospital, it may mean he's there.
We would look at vehicles parked outside of the hospital, outside of the entrance. They would, of course, be parked very orderly. It would be very clean and neat. Anywhere from 6 to 10 Mercedes-Benz sedans. And then after that, we would probably start to see what are called ACVs, armored combat vehicles, and any other deployment of Kim Jong-un's bodyguard units.
Another area that observers look at is this train station in Wonsan, near one of Kim's favorite homes. Recently, what is likely his personal train was spotted parked nearby. If Kim's health was of serious concern, or if the regime felt its very survival was in immediate danger, analysts may look to a compound and surrounding area in the country's north.
This is where the Kims and the North Korean officials would travel and issue commands and instructions. There's a geographically isolated. There's a special district where Kim Jong-un has his panic room and has a command and control facility where he would be able to command North Korea's armed forces in the event of an invasion or in the event of an insurrection against his leadership. And it also has the value-added benefit of being so close to the North Korea-China border that he could drive into China if they felt that the emergency was that bad.
If Kim were recovering from an ailment, he might do it at this residential compound. It's where Kim's father, Kim Jong-il, made his first public appearance at a soccer game after having a stroke in 2008.
It is located about 20 to 30 minutes from central Pyongyang, so that would allow him to recover in privacy and quietly. But if he needed to go to Pyongyang to exercise his authority or show his face at a political meeting, it's a short drive.
But satellite imagery doesn't always provide a clear answer.
We also need to be mindful of the fact that North Korea is very aware that we are watching them from above. And so I have seen in the past that North Korea uses that satellite imagery to conceal what they're doing and to deflect what they're doing.
Sometimes when he's gone abroad, they will put the guard deployments up there to make it look like he's in there and he's not in there.
Another area North Korea watchers look to for clues about the regime is state-run news outlets. Although the media treats North Korean leaders as godlike figures, experts say there are ways to tell if Kim is in trouble.
If there's a major crisis, today, tomorrow, within a few days, what we will see are very long editorials or very long essays published in North Korea's newspapers, which will talk about the virtues of Kim family leadership. They won't refer directly to Kim Jong-un necessarily, but they will talk about virtues and trace those virtues back to all three of the Kims.
The presence or absence of the ruler during major media spectacles may also be a worrying sign. Like in 2008, when Kim Jong-un's father and then leader was due at a major military parade to celebrate the country's founding.
We're expecting then leader Kim Jong-il to come out and wave, salute the troops. So it was my first day of work. I was watching this, and lo and behold, as the camera scanned to the viewing platform, he wasn't there. And I cannot tell you, that just sent shivers down my spine. We finally got intel sources in Washington, D.C. to confirm that they believed that Kim Jong-il had suffered a stroke several weeks earlier in August and was in a coma.
State television didn't cover Kim Jong-il's ailments.
All they showed on state TV was old documentary footage, but no new images of him moving for months. North Korea never acknowledged his illness. Never.
Finally, there's the tracking of commercial and private flights. This website shows flights over a typical 48-hour period. Notice how empty it is over North Korea. Only about half a dozen commercial airliners land in Pyongyang's airport each day, so any unscheduled flight should stand out. If Kim Jong-un was severely ill, analysts may watch for a specific type of flight arriving in Pyongyang.
I would look for charter flights because if it was a major medical procedure, there's a very high chance that they would have retained foreign physicians to do the procedure.
North Korea watchers have used flight tracking in the past for clues about the ruler's intentions. In 2018, unscheduled cargo plane flights were quickly spotted leaving Pyongyang bound for Vladivostok, Russia. Both were believed to have been involved in sanctions violations by the regime. None of these techniques alone can provide a full picture of Kim's life. Analysts also heavily rely on human and intelligence sources. And despite modern technology and expertise, the regime still manages to keep most of its internal affairs away from prying eyes.
All right, that is the Kim Jong-il thing that we were gonna watch before, but didn't get around to. Let's see here. Ooh, Otsu sent me some cool stuff about the bread Karen. Yeah, okay. So if you go on and you read that thing we posted earlier about that bread Karen, let's I'm gonna post it again, just in here. There we go. Boom. So this article here, and again, I would strongly suggest taking the time to just fucking read this, because it's A, it's not that long, but B, it's one of the funniest things you will read all day, about just a woman who's mad because she can't get her organic ingredients to bread. But the thing that is just absolutely just fucking priceless on this is her just fucking entitlement. I mean, it's a pretty amazing. Like, let's see here. Yeah, and like people have started posting on Imager. Let's see here. Oh my God, wait. Is this all of them? No. Okay. Well, we can still get a lot going on. So right here is one of the comments. And like I said, the reason why it was so funny to me today is they absolutely tattooed her. This was probably my favorite one. It just said, do you think people are baking that bread, photographing it, and then throwing away, Karen? They are eating it. They are eating that bread, Karen. I, too, have been making my own bread for a while now, and I'm not out here condemning other people to do it. And again, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous and super funny. Yeah, it is. It's literally hipster boss level unlocked. I mean, it's watching a bunch of hipsters crash into each other at fucking just ridiculously great light speeds. I cannot say how much I truly enjoy that. Because yeah, it really makes me happy on a lot of levels. So let's see here. Where should we go? We got guests coming up. We got pivot points. We'll get over to talking about some COVID, I'm sure. Nobody gives a shit. I think everybody's just kind of over it, right? We're all just sick of being forced to just do whatever the fuck anybody wants to do. Let's see here. Boom. Let's see here. There we go. Yup. Let's get that one up there. And this one there. There we go. All right. Let's call somebody. Let's fucking call somebody. Let's do this shit. I think he's in the room even watching. Oh shit, there he is.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah?
This is unexpected. I wasn't expecting this yet.
I know. That's what I like to do. I like to keep people guessing. Identify for the viewers who you are. Identify yourself, citizen.
So in the chat, I'm Badman Trouble, and that's all I am.
Okay.
I don't got a podcast, none of that.
Right. That's kind of why I wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
Because you don't have anything. You don't care. Life is good. You're one of the few that like this stuff doesn't upset you. I've never known anything to upset you.
Yeah, not much. Maybe people in general.
Yeah. How are you finding this pandemic is holding up to you wanting to kill people?
It's mostly unchanged.
Okay.
Really, it's not really affecting me at all. Like, I do all my shopping on Amazon, basically, except for groceries. But even groceries, like, I have a meal service delivered to me once a week for my lunches and shit, so I don't got to do it.
Sure.
And then,
Now, do you think you do that because you're ex-military? Do you think like you just like having like boxes to open up? Like you're like, oh, here comes my fucking afternoon rations.
it's like it's to make up for all the shitty Christmases I had as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You're like, fuck this. I'm getting an airsoft rifle every day of the fucking year.
Like, yeah, I'm getting that Red Ryder.
But you'll shoot your eye out, Jesse.
Yeah, well, got 2 of them.
What?
Yeah, like.
Yeah. What?
What was I going to say? Really hasn't affected me at all, other than traffic.
Yeah, but that's good, right? Traffic's better.
Yeah, it's like it's cut my commute down in half, and I don't really leave the house anyway. I'm kind of a hermit, really.
Yeah. How stocked up are you for the apocalypse? Like how armed are you? Pretty armed, right?
As far as ammo and all that,
Yeah.
let's see. I got my 3 guns, and I got like 1,000 rounds for my AR, probably 200 for my shotgun, and another 200 for my.
Do you still live in that place where you had that safe room?
Yeah.
Like what is it? Like the bookshelf opens up or some shit?
Yeah, like the mirror. So the mirror has a.
Do you have a video or a picture of that? Because you should send me that. I want to show people because like that's one of my. When you first showed me that, I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can take one in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has an RFID chip in it, so I slide a card under a certain spot. It clicks, opens up, slides to the left, then inside is like it's a recessed wall unit basically, and my guns will stick to it via magnets or just see it in
You got
there.
like you probably went more security oriented after you got robbed, right? Because somebody stole your guns at one point, right?
Yeah, so the chick that was living with me, I kicked her out because like she brought bed bugs and her meth habit into the house.
Wait, what? I didn't know this.
Yeah, the chick that robbed me, she was my ex-roommate that I kicked out.
I knew she was your ex-roommate. I didn't know the shit about the bed bugs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she brought in bed bugs. She was doing meth all the time. So I'd like wake up to go to work. There's like random people sleeping in the living room and shit. I'm like, all right, bitch, you got to get the fuck out.
Was she hot at least?
Yeah, she wasn't bad looking.
Okay.
So yeah, she knew that was a gun safe because she saw me like installing it.
Yeah.
So when they broke in, she knew where to go. And what she didn't know is that she was like the only person that knew that, you know, as far as people that come over and shit. And,
yeah, because you're not like, hey, come on in, have some lemonade. Would you like to see how to RF open my gun safe?
Yeah, then when I took it apart, I looked like, oh, the lock was disengaged. So she opened it with a spare key card I had. Mm-hmm. And then they just like busted the frame out to make it look like they forced their way into it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was able to repair it. I don't store anything really in there anymore because I got a different safe.
Sure.
But yeah, I still like it. It's a cool ass fucking safe.
Ellie Mae's laughing at meth and bed bugs, but is she hot? LOL. Yeah, that's right. I'm just asking the really important questions here.
I mean, the meth hasn't really taken over her face yet that I knew of. Last time I seen her.
Isn't she in jail now?
No, she cut a plea deal. Basically, she got like 3 years probation.
Okay.
Yeah, so she didn't get any jail time at all, which I'm like, that's fucking dumb. You steal guns. That's like a federal felony or whatever. You should go to jail.
How much money do you think they stole from you? Like how many guns and what was the actual dollar amount, do you think?
It's probably around, well, in total of everything they stole, it came out to about $10,000.
Jesus Christ.
As far as the guns, they just stole the guns. They left all the ammo and shit because I kept that separate in the garage somewhere.
Well, I mean, if you got the guns, the ammo's cheap anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, the 3 guns they took was probably around $4,500 about.
And then you just moved your gun safe. You're like, fuck this, I'm putting it somewhere else.
Yeah, I bought a different one basically. Put it in the closet. Anchored it to the concrete floor and the wall and shit. So that thing ain't moving.
Rob me once, shame on me. Rob me twice, you ain't gonna rob me twice.
Right.
Is that the first time you've had your guns robbed?
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Because I know you're a soldier and you're kind of a brawny guy. Like, you can take care of yourself. But, like, that's got to be weird to just kind of wake up and be like, oh, holy shit, I was victimized.
Yeah, it was like really one of the few times I've ever, like, I've had my cars broken into and shit.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling times 10, I guess. You know, it's like, and it's like, well, you know, I could have prevented this by changing the door locks, but I didn't feel that she left on a level where she's going to have that much animosity towards me. So there's just a lot of like what ifs, like, oh, I could have prevented this, you know. So
Well, yeah,
I was really going over that more than anything.
Jesse, it wasn't your fault, man. This isn't on you. It's okay. It's going to be okay, buddy. This isn't your fault. Yeah, Ellie says, isn't anything over 2,500 a felony anyways before the guns are brought into it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So how did she get off with probation and a fucking felony? Did you end up getting bed bugs?
No, I caught the bed bugs like immediately because I worked at a hotel before. I knew what to do and how to handle it.
What do you do and how do you handle bed bugs when you notice them for the first time?
So really what you got to do is you have to, bed bugs like fabric. So they like your bed, obviously, bed frames, if they're made out of fabric, they like those, pillowcases. They like to live in like the cracks of the bed, like on the top of the mattress.
Sure.
So basically what you got to do is all of your clothes, you got to put them in a bag. Your mattress, you got to put in a bag. Everything.
So it's just like scabies.
I guess I don't really know what you do for scabies.
Well, I've had scabies, and yes, that's what you do.
And yeah, the thing with bed bugs, the only way to really eradicate them was with a lot of heat. So what I did is I took all of her shit, and this was in the summertime, so it's Arizona summertime, 110 plus. So I put all of her shit outside, and then I bought this dust that was for bed bugs, and it basically like dehydrates them.
Mm-hmm.
So I put that all over the bedroom. I did it like every other day or so. Then after about a month, went outside, checked all the matches. Nothing, no new eggs, nothing. Then
Wait, you left that shit outside for a month?
yeah.
Damn. You weren't fucking around.
Oh fuck no, you can't. If you don't fuck with bed bugs, like if you don't get on it right away, you gotta get rid of the house. Because they were spread so fucking quick.
Ellie says, I consider myself pretty nice and level-headed person. If somebody I knew violated me like that, my wrath would be terrible.
Oh yeah,
She also said bed bugs are ridiculous to get rid of. My ex had to deal with that at his apartment building because his neighbors were filthy animals.
Yeah, bed bugs are. It's like why are bed bugs even a thing? You know, like what's the purpose?
Bed bugs are no joke, man. Says Crack Babies 89. A lot of people on your side about these bed bugs.
Yeah. So as soon as that bed bug thing is like, all right, I'm gonna fucking deal with this, and then she is out.
You're like, you're on borrowed time, bitch.
Yeah.
It's about to be bed bug o'clock.
Yeah. Then she kept trying to push the issue to like move her stuff back in because she was sleeping on her brother's couch or whatever for that month. And she'd be like, oh, my back hurts. I need to come back to the house. I'm like, should have brought bed bugs, bitch.
Was she paying rent?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would walk. Fuck that. You wouldn't see another fucking dime. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if I bring home locusts, bitch. I'm paying rent. You get my fucking bed back in the fucking house. Yeah, I have a hippie sister who used to go around to like little festivals and shit. And one time after a festival, she came home, and I was actually on the road for comedy, and so she had slept in my bed. And when I got back after that, she had given me scabies. Like, there were scabies in the bed, and it was the most ridiculous, terrible thing ever. Like, they only bite you at night or when you're laying down, and they get in the crevice of everything. Like, every day, you have to wash the sheets. Like, every day, you're doing laundry of bedding. Every day. And then you gotta, like, soak in these fucking Epsom baths and then fucking apply this fucking cream and shit. And then there's this weird, like, psychological thing that happens where even after they're gone, you still feel them, like the itching and shit. It's like phantom itch. Yeah.
Yeah, I was dealing with that.
I'd rather deal with camel spiders, I think.
Oh, fuck those things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to hurt you. They're just fucking freaky. They just look freaky.
That was like you. How many tours did you do in like the Middle East?
I did one in Dubai, which Dubai was basically a vacation, so I wouldn't call it a tour. And then one in Iraq for like 8 months.
That was the serious one, right?
Yeah.
And that was during like there was some shit going on when you were over there too, right? Like you were actually in the shit.
Yeah, we did the
What
words
branch were
escaping.
you in?
I was Air Force.
Oh, all right. The pussy
Yeah, a lot
branch.
of people. Yeah, a lot of people shit was like, "Oh, you don't do anything," but we actually had a pretty good sized war effort. We did all the convoy security. So like when I was there, you remember like all those people were getting kidnapped off the convoys and their fucking heads getting chopped off on Al Jazeera TV. So that was happening while I was there. So that was like always in our minds, like, oh fuck, we're gonna fucking, you know. We look at the people we're going on convoys with, and like, can that person protect me or not? And me and my friend Levi, we joke about. There's this one guy, I can't remember his name, but we're like, yeah, if that guy's in your truck, you might as well just get the measurements for the jumpsuit ready.
Yeah, Ellie goes, "Oh my God, camel spiders! I wish I had gone my entire life without knowing of their existence." Yeah, don't Google shit on this episode. I guess I think that's our motto of this segment is we're gonna talk about some shit. Maybe don't Google it. Just take our words.
Yeah, the freaky thing about camel spiders is that when they bite you, you don't feel it because they have like a anesthetic in their jaws.
Wait, what?
And their jaws, their mandibles are like independent of each other, so they work like two scissors.
Dude, that's fucking nightmare material right there.
Yeah. And I guess they got their name because they'll like latch on the camels and like bite a hole in their skin and lay their eggs into it.
Oh, good. That's not creepy at all. Nobody cares about that. There's no way that's
Yeah.
gonna be bad. I'm gonna Google camel spider just to have it for people.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I was shown this by a buddy of mine that went to Iraq, and I was just like, horror, just absolute horror.
People would like catch them and like put them in, make them do like little death fights and shit against each other, and scorpions and shit.
Yeah, like right there's a real good picture of one right there. Ugh, they're so big. They kind of look like ants. Like if you were to take an ant and like blow it up. Oh, that one's. Oh, I don't like that at all. Look at that shit. No. Fuck no. That's absolute trash. I hate that the most.
Oh yeah, now I see it.
Ellie said camel spider fight club.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I don't like spiders at all, period. So as soon as I see these, I was like, I don't know how the fuck you guys touch these.
Yeah, right.
And they're fucking fast. Like they'll run alongside your vehicle at like 10 miles an hour easy.
What?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah, if you're driving along out there, you'll see them. They'll like run shadow to shadow. So if you're driving and you're providing a shadow,
stop
they'll
it!
run along with the shadow, and you think they're chasing you, but they're really not.
What's the most fucked up thing about being in the military that you feel like civilians don't understand and never can?
There's probably two things. One is a lot of civilians like romanticize the military, like, oh, they're the greatest men ever, you know. But
Well,
really,
I mean, I can vouch just from knowing you. No, they're not.
Yeah, a lot of people in the military are just fucking shitheads, like dumb fucks, assholes. Like we have them all.
Well, it seems
So
like
there's
the
that.
primary demographic of the military is just dipshits that don't want to die in the small town they're from.
Yeah,
Which,
like what's
again,
that?
I'm not saying like I'm not disrespecting the government or the military. Like that's awesome. I respect everybody that fucking did it. I didn't. I'm the pussy. I get that. But what I'm saying is most of the people I know that went into the military lived in a shit town that they just wanted to get out of.
Oh yeah, that's a big part of their recruiting, or those small towns where the only way to get out is work in the mine or go to the military or some shit like that. I mean, that's pretty much the reason I went, because I grew up in a small town of probably, well, my graduating class was 18 people.
Wait, what? Where did you go to school?
It's called Ajo, Arizona.
Oh, so you're from Arizona originally. I didn't know that.
No, I'm from Seattle originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was born in Seattle, then I moved down here in like 98.
Ellie says, I think that's true. Most of the women I know romanticize it.
So yeah, there's that. Then there's the whole.
Mikey Two Milk says I did it to throw grenades and shoot a 50 cal.
I never got to throw grenades. I did shoot a grenade launcher. I think it was like the Mark 19 or 17.
How awesome was that?
That was fucking like having a 10-foot dick. But we never got to use it because I guess like I heard a story, but I'm not sure if it's true or not because rumors in the military are like hand in hand. So I guess the story was before on the convoy they'd have a Mark 19 mounted on the Humvee,
sure,
as just to have that extra firepower. So I guess like some people were throwing rocks at this guy or something or shooting at him or whatever. And this dude just got heated and just unloaded a fucking thing of grenades into a building and like leveled that building.
Apology.
So that's the reason I heard that we don't run with grenade launchers on the Humvees anymore. At least when I was there.
That has to be the most mentally defeating conversation that general gave to anyone ever. Like just, all right, everybody, attention up. Fucking shouldn't have to say this because you're grown fucking men, but here we go. No running with scissors or the grenade launcher on top of the Humvees. Do you think, like, so what were you doing when you were over there? Like, what was your job? What was your title?
My job title was vehicle operations.
Okay.
So anything dealing with logistics on the base, like moving stuff around. Like basically one of our daily jobs was to take water off the trucks and drive it around different parts of the bases. There's bottled water everywhere over there.
Oh yeah, there'd have to be, right? Because there's no
water
plumbing.
Yeah. Like if we had to do like a mass troop movement, like take people from the flight line that are rotating in or out from a deployment and bring them to like a staging area in the base. We drove the bus that drove them around there. We did a lot of forklift and tractor trailer operation shit.
Okay. So were you ever like in the shit or like you were pretty much on base most of the time?
Well, on convoys, we're driving around in the country.
Yeah.
So that was the most in the shit that we got. But like
landmine speed bumps, right?
Yeah, just driving around, just waiting for an IED to go off or a sniper to shoot at you.
How often did that shit happen?
We probably did a mission about every day. So at least every other day, every 3 days.
So you were shot at and you've been around when like a landmine went off?
Yeah.
What's worse, being shot at or having a landmine go off?
Honestly, probably the landmine.
Why is that?
Just the sheer destruction of that shit. And if you get...
Do you find like the movies play down the destruction? Like, do you think it's more destructive than when they show it in the movies?
I think they play it down because they don't show a lot of the aftermath. Like, when you're hit
I saw a video once with just purple mist of a guy just stepping on a landmine, and that, like, you know me, you and I fucking talk about this all the time, and whenever there's a fucking horrific news story, you and I are both the first person to fucking share links with each other on LiveLink, or LiveLeak. Yeah. And, like, I saw a dude stepping on a landmine, and he went purple mist, and that shit changed me even just from watching it on the internet.
Yeah.
What's my name? Sandy says, thank you so much to you and all the military men and women.
You're welcome, I suppose.
I hate when people thank you specifically. One of my favorite things, and I've been doing it every now and again, is when I send you a message, hey man, I want you to know this Veterans Day, I support the troops, but not you.
You know, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know you do.
Because that is like one of the weirdest feelings, to be like, some total stranger comes up to me and shakes my hands like, oh, thank you for your service. But I'm looking at it, I was like,
thanks for stalking me and reading all my clothes, you fuck. So, like, okay, so tell me, so why is, like, what was the worst instance you had with an IUD then, if that's, like, something that stuck with you?
The worst one, it was probably 4 Hummers in front of me. So it was feet wide.
Line at the whorehouse.
It was probably about 200 feet away or so.
Okay.
And so
wait, so set the picture. Day or night?
It was early evening, okay. So the sun was starting to set. And so we're just driving along, and we have briefings before we go, and they'll give us like a threat assessment. So like, oh, you'll definitely encounter resistance here. We've had reports here, etc. So we were in a spot that we were told is like a green zone. It's clear because I think it was by the border of Turkey somewhere, if I'm remembering right.
Sure.
So we're just cruising along, and the mood is pretty good because we were told we're safe, so we can kind of let our guard down.
Does that wait? So how do they know? How do they know you're safe? Like, because you were saying sometimes you get sniped at, and sometimes there's IUDs. How would they know if you were safe or not? I mean, obviously intelligence reports, but like, there's no real way that they can know that, right?
Yeah, they're all basing it off of just previous conflicts in that area.
Like, yeah, there's been 2 sniper attacks like this week, so we're not gonna have another one, kind of like a quota thing.
Yeah, well, okay. Maybe, yeah. They're like, we'll be on the lookout. This happened on this date around this area, so they'll take that into account. But the area we were in, there's been no reported aggression or anything,
Sure. So what happened? So what happened then? So take us through it. Relive this. I want this appearance on this show to cause you to have to go to therapy afterwards. Like, it just get it a little too honest, Jess. You got this.
Yeah, so we're just driving along, and all of a sudden it's the loudest fucking noise you could ever experience.
Like, now when you say loud, like loud explosion or loud, like loud what?
It's an explosion because there's an IED, there's a bomb.
Right, but does it sound like a shotgun going off? Like, what does it sound like?
I mean, if you put your ear right up to a shotgun as it's going off, it might be similar to that. Okay. Like, it hurts your ears more than anything.
Really?
And then there's the concussion of the blast, so that hurts your body.
How far back were you when it happened?
I was probably about 200 feet.
And you still felt the concussion of it?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, so how bad was the concussion from that far away?
It was like a punch in the gut, really.
Okay, but it didn't like knock you back or anything? I mean, like just like a sucker punch almost?
Yeah, because I was sitting in the chair, so I was not going to like move me or anything, but so you definitely fucking feel it.
Mikey Two Milk says, I beg to differ. The loudest. The loudest? Yeah. I lost hearing in my right ear from a howitzer.
I've never been around a howitzer, but I'm pretty sure.
Is that a tank?
Howitzer is an artillery gun.
Ooh.
So it's bigger than a tank, really.
Mikey, we're gonna have you relive your things too. So okay, so how many trucks were in the convoy?
There's about 14.
Okay, and I take it was the first truck that rolled over it, right?
No, it's somewhere in the middle. That's where they like to detonate.
Oh, so this isn't even pressure sensor. This is some cocksucker with a fucking switch.
Yeah, they wire them to cell phones, and they'll sit up in the mountains, and they'll wait till it's about in the middle, and they'll call that cell phone, and that cell phone basically ignites that bomb.
So is there sometimes where you hear the cell phone before you hear the bomb? You're like, who the fuck lost a Nokia? Kaboom.
I mean, I've heard people say that, but I don't know how true it is because they're buried in the dirt.
Yeah, right?
It's like, and I'm pretty sure they'll fucking, when they're wiring that bomb up, they set it to silent. At least I would think they would.
So what goes through your mind the moment that happens? Like, you're concussed, somebody just punched you in the chest, there's an explosion, and I like, how much pandemonium, or is it one of those things where you guys are kind of used to it, so everybody's kind of keeping it together?
It's really, that's the part where, like, your training just kicks in. Like, for the first moment, you're like, oh, fuck, we're fucked. Then all of a sudden, everything we've been trained to do just kicks in. So it's like a well-oiled machine in response.
So it's like when you go into shock, it's almost like a muscle memory to revert to your training?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you find that you still have that happen, like, in a civilian life where something will happen and you just immediately go into your training? You're like, no, shit, I did too much partying last night. Now I got to bury a body. I'm fucked, but let's get through this.
Like, one thing I've noticed, like, I observe everybody when I'm out in public and shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one, it was about a year ago, we were at this taco bar. It was like a late night thing, and they had the band playing and shit. So anyways, the wait staff starts fucking breaking out into fights. They're like throwing beer bottles at each other and shit.
Awesome.
Like,
that's a sweet bar. Let's go. I'm in.
Like, the band stopped playing everything. It was like record scratch. Everyone just started watching. And so then I see this one dude get up, run outside. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's going to go get a gun. But he didn't. He just took off. But that was my immediate thought. I was like, oh, he's going to go get a gun. We're going to have everyone's going to get blown up right now. or
So
blown
like
away. Right now.
every time like you're in a situation like that, your head just goes to, well, we're gonna get shot up.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, it's go time.
Yeah. Get your flak vest out of your boots that you have to like put together. Do you conceal and carry? Are you one of those guys?
Not really, because we can open carry and concealed carry here in Arizona, and we don't need a permit for either.
That's
So,
awesome.
like, I'll never open carry because I think that just makes you a fucking target.
I always thought opening carrying was also kind of a dick move anyways. Like, not only does it make you a target, but like, I don't know, I'm like, so not that I'm fucking ruckusy anymore, but you know, we were both 20 somethings in Vegas. I mean, like when I was partying in Vegas and shit, I was a big knife guy, but nobody ever saw my knives unless I fucking needed to take out a knife. They're not toys, they're fucking weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually carry a knife on me.
Yeah.
The gun, I don't. I don't know why, I just don't.
Do you have handguns, or are you more just like a rifle guy?
I'm a rifle guy for sure.
Yeah. What is it you like most about a rifle versus a handgun?
Well, there's the size of the rounds. It does more damage for a rifle, you know, obviously.
Yeah, but like, who cares? You could have a tiny little pellet gun like a Sig Sauer. They're still gonna die. One bullet goes through the skull, bro.
I guess really it's just a lot of my shooting experience is from a rifle, so that's what I'm drawn to.
Okay. I had a buddy of mine that used to hunt, and he used to say the bigger the gun you need, the worse the shot you are.
Well, yeah. You can make that argument.
Well, I want a rocket launcher. I'm not the guy to form that argument. I just want like, and it doesn't even have to be like a current one. I want like an old like 1930s like Indiana Jones pointing at Ark of the Covenant fucking rocket launcher. The kind where I put it on there and it looks like fucking North Korean propaganda.
You should get a Thunder Bluff.
Foomp. They always sound like a fucking potato gun when they launch. Foomp.
Get a Panzerfaust.
Yeah. Foomp. Say it with me, Jesse. Ready? Foomp.
Foomp.
There you go. So, okay. So, when you guys, like, obviously not everybody was okay, but how were, like, did people die in that then?
Yeah, everyone in that Hummer pretty much got killed. There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
They had pretty much no shot.
And then did you guys just grab your guns and run into the mountains and find this motherfucker, or how did that go down?
No, like when that happens, we don't leave the Humvee at all. We keep going forward. So.
Oh really? Oh, because you got to get to where you're going. You're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, right? Like if you stop,
yeah,
you're
if you
fucked.
stop, you're making it easier for them to engage you and all that.
Sure. So it's like basically clear the corpses and let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like in this case, the other Humvees were pushing that Humvee, like it was fucking on fire and everything, and they're just pushing that thing along on the road until we can get to a clear area.
Yeah.
So
now, is that something you find stays with you the rest of your life, or is it just something you reflect on every now and again to go, man, that was fucked up?
When I first got out, it was like constantly with me.
Okay.
But now it's like I don't think about it unless, you know, something like this, like someone asks me.
Unless some asshole on Twitch is like, hey man, what's the most fucked up thing you've been through? Share.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just want you to have an emotional episode. I want to get some real tears on this show.
From time to time.
So like,
yeah, good luck on that.
Yeah. I know you. I know you're not gonna cry. If I thought you were gonna cry, I wouldn't have you on this show.
But it's probably good for the viewers, you know?
Yeah, hey, I know. We went down a viewer when you got the call. That's how I know.
I know. I was going to say, I'm definitely not Twitch Viagra, so.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Well, I got a pretty dope picture of you sitting next to a fucking abandoned truck with a cactus in it.
Yeah, that's a cool picture.
It is a cool picture. You're a very hard man to find cool pictures of. It was either this or you in your shark costume.
Oh, the tactical shark?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures ever.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
You know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna sift through it and we're gonna fucking grab it right fucking meow. So when you were a kid, was military something you always wanted to do, or was it just something you decided to do?
I never really thought about it. Like, my grandpa was in the Korean War in the Army.
Okay.
But I never really asked him anything about it. I was never interested in what he did, or it was never really like an interest point to me. So.
Right. And most of the parents and shit of soldiers, or at least in my family, because I mean I'm like the only dude in my family that didn't serve.
Right.
And like they don't like most of my family is glad I didn't. You know what I mean? They don't want me to just go get dead.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like think of how many friends you have that didn't make it out. You know.
So yeah,
I put up the tactical shark for you.
Oh, nice. So yeah, like the reason I went in.
This is also how you get literally all of the Halloween candy.
Oh yeah.
Just show up in a tactical shark outfit. Fucking give me the goddamn bowl, bitch.
You can go to the stores and get the candy easy.
Yeah, that's right. You don't even gotta go house to house. You just one aisle. They keep it all in one aisle.
So yeah, so like it was my junior year. My best friend was a senior in high school, and he was going to the Air Force. So, like he had his recruiter talk to me and stuff, and I was like, yeah, if I'm going to join the Air Force, I want to be a fucking pilot, you know?
Yeah, I mean, my grandpa was in the Air Force too, and it just seems like if you're not doing a pilot, you just get fucking hazed.
Yeah.
My grandpa would always say though, at least I wasn't a Marine. Those assholes ate out of cans. That's what he would always say. And he was in fucking Korea, you know?
So yeah, I was interested in doing that for a while. I did my ASVAB and all that, or studied for it. Then my senior year comes, I kind of forget about the Air Force, and I was in an auto shop class, and I was really enjoying it. So I looked into doing like diesel technician school, and I had a guy come out to the house, show my grandparents all the literature and all that shit, and I was sold on doing it. And then my grandpa, all of a sudden the military came out of my grandpa, and he was telling me, he's like, oh, well, you're going to need life insurance and this and that. And I'm like, fuck, I need life insurance for? I'm 19. So,
well, if you join the fucking army, you're going to need life insurance.
Yeah. So he calls my recruiter back, and my recruiter starts fucking just hounding me.
Of course.
And so I'm like, all right, fuck out. I'll take
now, why the Air Force, though? Why not, like, like Marines or the fucking Army?
Because out of the 4 branches, like the Air Force is definitely the most cushiest. Like we get all the better living quarters, better food, everything.
So you were literally just smart and wanted to be lazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I at one point was interested in doing the Navy, but no wonder
your bitch ass gets so mad when people thank you for your service. You're like, yeah, I just gave the system, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna join the Navy, and this guy talked me out. I was like, oh fuck no, you're gonna be like living with a dude under your bunk, and be beaten off, shaking the whole rack. I'm like, well, I don't want that. So yeah, basically, so I went and took the ASVAB. I tried to fail the ASVAB. So
what is the ASVAB for people that don't know?
ASVAB, it's basically the vocational aptitude test for the military. Like, basically, they test how smart you are, and there's a number range, like 34, I think, is the minimum to.
Was anyone more surprised that you passed than you?
Yeah, probably me. So yeah, I scored like a 40 or something trying to fail it. So the higher you score, the better jobs you get. So like if you want to be like a linguist, you'd have to score real high, obviously. And that's how they place you in what jobs you're qualified for.
They're like, hey, you did really good. You get to go to here.
Thailand.
Yeah, like if you want to be in the infantry and the Marines or whatever, you have to score like bare minimum. You pretty much just have to sign your name probably.
So did you get your ass kicked or beat in the ass in fucking boot camp? Like, did you get any fights while you were enlisted? Like any where somebody was just pissing you off and you're like, all right, bitch, go time.
No, actually, I kept a lot to myself when I was in. Like, I didn't like a lot of the people I worked with because they're all fucking ass kissers.
Yeah. That's that's my thing that I feel like is kind of a dirty secret about the military is like, well, I do respect everybody that's going to put their personal life on the line for my freedom. I respect that at its core. But that being said, I don't even want to say most, but some of the military people I've known are just the fucking biggest fucking shit weasels on the planet. Like, they'll go narc you out for smoking weed. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, like, calm down. Like, they're fucking, like, Christian fraternity members.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, I didn't talk to a lot of people I worked with, and because of that, there's, like, this rumor go around that, oh, Adams is going to shoot up the shop one day, because I didn't like anybody. I was like, well, fuck. Like, maybe I should.
Yeah, you should. So, okay, so when you got out, did you go through any kind of therapy or anything after you were done?
Not professionally.
Okay.
Like, the first job I had when I got out, I worked for GoDaddy.com.
Okay.
And like I basically was just like tech support for their websites and shit.
Sure.
So I did that for a couple months, and it was all right because Bob Parsons, the guy that owned it at the time, he was a Marine. He was a Marine, so he was like real big on hiring veterans and shit. And he'd come around and like just hand out money to people. Like he gave me $300 because computer screensaver was.
Hey man, thanks for enlisting in the Kushi side of military. Here's $3.
Yeah. He's like, oh, is that you in that picture? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, he pulls out his wallet, starts throwing out money. I'm like, oh, fuck. Being in the military finally paying off.
What's that? That's me beating off to Reddit in Afghanistan, sir. Can I have some money?
So yeah, when that happened, then me and Aaron got divorced, or we split up.
Sure.
Before the divorce, obviously.
That was still in Vegas, right?
No, this was after I got out. This was 2006, so I moved.
So you
from
guys
Vegas.
divorced and then got back together?
No.
Okay.
So so after she left, I started like going down the depression hole again. Then all the war shit started coming out, so I started drinking a lot.
Sure. Did you ever, like, how bad did the war shit get? Like, I mean, were you one of those guys that couldn't sleep inside?
No, I could sleep and shit. It was just like, you know, it's like, no, I didn't have anybody that could understand. Like, none of my friends were in the military or anything.
Why don't you go get drunk at a VFW?
I never really thought about it. Well, thanks for the advice now. Like, what, 15 years late?
Well, I mean, I was just hoping it would all get to you and you'd be living under a bridge by now, you know? If I thought that I could aid you in success, I never would have helped. I don't know, but it's got to feel weird, like, because, I mean, now as you're getting older, it just kind of has to feel like this truncated part of your life that's not even really real.
Yeah, like, I don't even, like, a lot of people I've met that are veterans, like, say they're in for just 4 years, and now they're, like, 67 years old. Like, sure. Apparently that 4 years dominates their entire life, and that's what they identify as.
Well, I think some people, and not just military people, but I think some people, when you go through something really, like, intense, like watching a fucking Humvee explode in front of you, like, that's the kind of shit that, like, sticks with some people. Like, because you either have the mentality to get over shit or you don't. You know, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I don't know, like, if, like, I grew up poor and in a small town, so, like, you know, we were getting fucking beat around and shit, so it's like, you know, who cares? My childhood was tough. You know, like when you have a tough childhood, it's easier to get over that shit as an adult, I feel like.
Yeah, like it's funny, like the only thing I think that actually pulled me out of PTSD and all that, like I got into cocaine in like 2007.
You need to be writing fucking medical pamphlets, dude. How I beat fucking PSD with fucking cocaine. Booyah.
So yeah, so like it made me like open up and talk to people. So I'd be like at a party all high and shit.
I can just see like, you guys ever fucked a camel spider? Oh man, this is good cocaine.
It's like I'm sure I fucking like sounded and looked just fucking ridiculous, but like it helped me. I got it like off of me, you know. Like didn't let it fester anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean that's huge. So what, like, was it just that night of the Humvee, or like what, like, was there something that really stuck with you that riddled you about it? Or because you don't seem like the kind of guy that needs to just get shit off your chest.
There was one point where we're driving through this little village, and so all around our Humvee we have like signs that say stay so many feet back, and it's written in Arabic and shit so they can understand it. Mm-hmm. So it's like middle of the fucking summer or whatever. It's like 100-something degrees. It's hotter than shit.
How hot is it over there versus like Arizona or Vegas?
It's pretty much the same.
Okay.
There's more humidity there though.
That sounds the worst. Because yeah. I honestly, like in Minnesota, it gets hot and there's humidity, right?
Right.
But like, I mean, I was not prepared for what 120 felt. Like that dry heat is garbage.
Oh yeah.
But all right, so go ahead. It's a hot day.
So it's a hot day. This little like 8-year-old girl comes running towards the convoy, and she's in a fucking backpack, a winter jacket. So obviously, oh fuck, something's up. So people are yelling at her like, "Go back, go back, go back!" Mm-hmm. Like people watching us go through are not doing anything. And so I'm thinking like, what the fuck is up? So eventually she crosses the perimeter that we can legally fire upon her, and someone just takes the shot and just blows her like right the fuck off.
Ugh. Yeah,
that's what stuck with me. Just watching that, then like hearing her screams, like that stuck with me for fucking years.
So just like you, like when you say stuck with you, like you'd just be randomly doing nothing and you just like hear the screams or what?
Yeah, like that, or I'd be in the grocery store and hear a kid crying, and it'd revert to that.
So what happens if you're going through like is it like an anxiety attack or what? Like, because you say it stayed with you. Like, what is the manifestation of when it kicks back? Like, you hear a kid crying, like you're like, do you start sweating and your hands tense up, or like, how did it play out?
It's more so just kind of like, what's the word? Sense-wise, it takes you back. Like when I'd hear the baby crying, I can picture her leg getting fucking blown off and the blood spurting everywhere and shit.
Is that something where sometimes you just watch a movie and it reminds you of it and shit?
No, because the movies don't really do that good of a job making it realistic. Like, they've gotten better.
Sure.
But there's still just this brutality to it that the movie industry does not touch on.
Right. And then to like sit back and think that you were in a cushier spot in the military and you still witnessed this, you know, imagining what like ground troops and the Marines are going through.
Right. And the shit they see is probably, you know, what I saw is probably nothing compared to what they see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my grandpa who was in the service, you know, he doesn't like, they don't really talk about it. You know, that's why I love talking about shit like this, because like it's not something that ever really gets talked about, you know? And I know that I know you, and I know that like you're pretty stout as a person when it comes to like your emotions and stuff. Like it's not something that's gonna, you know, get with you. Maybe it will. I don't fucking care. I don't have to deal with you. I hang up this phone, and your tears are your own, old man. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for your service, though.
That is true.
So like, what else? I want to talk to you about Stolen Valor too.
Oh yeah.
So, I was not even aware that Stolen Valor was a thing. I didn't even know. I've never heard of it. The idea of it happening seems ridiculous. Tell people what Stolen Valor is.
So, Stolen Valor is basically where you impersonate a military member, like you plain dress up and you put on a uniform and shit, and you go somewhere and you receive
from time
like a
to
discount,
time,
or you receive money for being a service member.
So it's basically
So
like people lying about a mall discount, but way more nefarious.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Or a lot of people do it for different reasons, but the actual legality of Stolen Valor is where you're impersonating a service member for cash goods.
Okay.
But a lot of people will lie about it to get, you know, that 10% mall discount. Or just to sound cool.
So what is your experience with Stolen Valor? Like what, like why? Because I only got introduced when it happened, and you blasted somebody to it.
So yeah, that's pretty much my only experience with it. And so the backstory of this
Matt Doima just said I caught a guy lying about being a vet to get a 10% food discount. Was that a famous Dave's, Matt? That's awesome. How fucked up are you? How fucked up are you when an employee at Famous Dave's is like, I don't think you were really in the military, my guy?
Oh, they said that to me?
What would you do? No, would you? I'm just saying, because Matt was saying he caught somebody doing it for a 10% food discount.
I know, it's like, why do you gotta lie for 10%?
Right, like what's 10%? Like it's not even taxed in a lot of states.
Yeah. It's like you just want someone to recognize and shake your hand. That's
right.
What I'm thinking.
But I didn't realize how predominant Stolen Valor was.
Oh, it's like massive.
Yeah. A-Bomber says, but the ribs.
But the ribs. So yeah, my experience with it, I've had like two maybe. And the one on Facebook you saw was probably the most recent. So I went to high school with that girl. And we graduated together and everything. And from what I knew from her is like she married this 45-year-old dude, moved to Utah, had all his kids, and worked in a hospital. And so when she said something about how she was in the Air Force, I'm like, well, when? And she's giving me like these dates and stuff. And she's like, I was even deployed to Germany. I'm like, oh, okay. Nobody in the military says they were deployed to Germany.
What would they say?
They would just say they were stationed in Germany. Because a deployment is when you're going to, Iraq, Afghanistan.
So it's kind of one of those things where you would never really get it off on anybody that actually served because there's just so much fucking lingo that you're going to fuck something up.
Exactly. Like, we have our own language. And then there's people that'll get like, there's one my friend showed me because she's felt like she's getting scammed. And this chick was like, yeah, I'm a recruiter in the Army. And so I started asking her questions like, okay, where are you a recruiter out of? She's like, oh, in Hialeah, Florida, or some shit like that. I was like, oh, what's your MOS? And MOS basically stands for military occupational something. It's basically a job code.
I like to imagine that there's some scumbag sitting in this channel taking notes on how to steal valor right now.
So I was like, yeah, so I was like, oh, so what's your MOS? She's like, oh, I'm 31 Alpha. And I looked it up, and like 31 Alpha was like a military cop or something like that. So I was like, so you're a military cop or you're a recruiter? She's like, I'm a recruiter. I'm like, well, then you're not a 31 Alpha. And she was just doing all these mental gymnastics to try to prove it to me.
I just tell people I'm in JAG.
JAG. No, what you got to say is like, you're in Black Ops. Can't talk about it.
Oh, yeah, no, I actually did that to somebody where I'm like, you know, I was in the CIA. And they're like, what? And I'm like, classified.
Oh, like, Matt just talked about veteran wives.
Oh, yeah. Well, and like, then there's also, Margaret just put, caught fake soldier at a friend's bachelorette party at Deja Vu. My friend, who's a veteran, asked them about their badges and patches on their Velcro. They totally failed, and my friend told the DJ, and the DJ announced it in between the dances.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
All right, keep it going for your last dancer, Ginger. Now, welcome to the stage. Nobody, because this guy's not a real fucking veteran. What'd you say?
So
I'm putting sweet DJ air horns over you right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, well, because all right, your next dance, coming to the stage. Spice.
You ever notice that strip club DJs always sound the same?
Yeah. So, same thing with morning radio show personalities.
Yeah.
All right, here comes the top 7 at 7. All
right, on the third stage, you got Stormy coming up right in the next 2 minutes.
There's a chance of showers when Little Squirt takes the stage. So at what point did you feel like you were over all the bullshit and you felt like you had a control of like both things? So like the fucking Humvee and the girl, those are two really radical instances where you just had to get it and move on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, there's this point where I was up all night at the house because I was all coked out of my mind and shit, and I was like punching holes in the wall like a Kyle. And my grandparents came over and they like saw it all, like the mess I made and shit, and I could see like my grandpa was just fucking disappointed. Huh. And my grandpa was very like emotionless. You couldn't read his face. Is he still alive? No, he died a few years ago.
Okay, well good. He won't see this Twitch interview, so he won't get more disappointed.
So I guess I finally could read his face and I could see how disappointed he was, and it was like, that's all it took for me to be like, all right, I need to get actual help or talk to people and get over this shit.
Or not do cocaine in front of your grandpa, you monster.
Yeah, but I mean, what's cheaper, cocaine or therapy?
I mean, it depends on where you live, really. Like, getting real cocaine in Minneapolis, therapy might be less expensive.
So yeah, that's when I was like, all right, the cocaine's helped me, but it's not anymore.
Yeah.
You know, as stupid as that sounds.
Right. Well, I think that's healthy. I think that drugs can be used for medicinal purposes, and you can outgrow the medicinal purpose of the drugs. You know, look at how many people should probably be done with medicinal weed and they keep smoking, myself included.
Gotta chase that first high, you know.
Yeah. Well, we will definitely have you back. I got my next guest is in the queue. Thanks for doing this, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
You thought you'd be super boring. I told you I was just gonna lead you into questions. Just bring up some really old, painful memories.
I know, and I hit your Twitch to 21 right now, so.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, it's cool, man. People love Tales of Purple Mist. I don't know what it is. I think it's honestly like a Minnesota Viking thing.
Oh, it might be Purple Rain.
Yeah, purple. Oh. Why is this rain sticky and wearing a watch? All right. Well, thank you so much. Tell people where to get a hold of you. Unless you don't want them to, then tell them to fuck off.
If you want, my Instagram is Badman Trouble.
Yep, you're in the channel as Badman Trouble, so they'll see you jerking around in there.
Yeah, my Twitter is AZWedo, which is AZGUERO. I tweet about a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, but you are as somebody that is your friend, you are a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's where you can get me if you want.
A-Bomber said, I ain't chasing my first pot high. That shit was swaggy. All right. Crack Baby said, I didn't know Facebook Messenger had a queue. It does when they're standing in line to be on this show and entertain you, you ungrateful motherfuckers. Jesse, thank you so much for doing this, buddy.
All right.
We will have you back, and we will scar you in other ways.
All right.
All right. If you just step back behind the curtain, Milton will be over with your anal probe.
All right, cool.
Or as I like to call it, a home copy of the game.
Got my hands up my ankles right now.
That's right. Assume the position. Check this out. See both my thumbs? And you can feel my thumb inside you? Ta-da! All right, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks for calling.
All right, later.
All right. That was my buddy Jesse, who was a soldier. We're just going to move right on. We do have a queue, you pricks. Like, you're just being negative. That's your problem. You're being so fucking negative, and you just don't fucking care. And that's fine. Let's see here. Bloop. There it is. All right. Here we go. Next caller. I do like next caller. That's just a fun phrase to say, Gotta get this down, down, down. Okay, there we go. Yep. I think we got it. I think we fucking got it, guys. Oop, wrong one. There it is. 1 second. Boom.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I don't want this attention to really this excitement to really plow you over, but you are live on Twitch, and we have around 30 people listening, so you are literally live in front of tens of people. Why don't you do me a favor, my friend? Identify yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
It's Josh Denny, comedian and former host of Food Network's Ginormous Food.
That's right. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. Trying not to get Jabba the Hutt fat in this quarantine.
Yeah, nobody believes that when we can hear you slushing around your soda in the background.
It's not a soda. It's a diet half and half. So
a diet half and half.
Yeah, not half and half like the creamer, iced tea and lemonade. Or
Ellie May says, "Oh my God, Josh Denny." People are super excited about you. Ellie used to be at Willie's all the time. You remember her?
I don't, but sure.
Just say yeah. Jesus Christ, what's your problem? It's like you don't even live in the town of show business, you prick. Here, let's do that again. You remember Ellie from Willie's, don't you?
Of course.
Oh shit! There you go. That's how you build a fan base, man.
Okay. Teach me, mustache.
Hey. Do you want to get up to 30 views on Twitch? Because you could too if you only listen to my advice.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, step 1, act like you know fucking everybody.
Okay.
Step 2.
Right, hold on, I'm still writing down step 1.
Yep.
Pretend to be friends with everybody. Yep. Got it.
Step 2, there is a inside joke in this room about how Tom Chilstrom smokes crack.
Okay.
So just reference him as a crackhead.
I know Tom Chilstrom.
There you go. Yes,
everybody.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. Now you're fucking getting it. Fuck yeah, he can be taught. How's the career post fucking Ginormous Foods?
Well, considering that was 2.5 years ago, I'd say it's right on track.
Is there did you do anything on your own to try to reboot that as a different thing somewhere else?
Not really. I mean, I went out and pitched probably 6 months after the show. I was still with my agency for about 5 or 6 months after the show ended. And I went out and pitched some shows, a show that I wanted to do. to some other networks, and there was interest, and they liked it, or at least that's what they said. But they could have been following rule number 1 of your thing, and just telling me what they thought I wanted to hear. But nothing materialized, and then when the whole Twitter controversy happened, all those meetings and stuff went to sleep, and my agency dropped me. So.
Yeah, I didn't want to broach that topic. I don't know how much you like talking about it. I'm sure it's exhausting at this point.
No, it's really nothing at this point, because in the 2 years now since all that happened, I think way, way worse things have happened from comedians in the media. And
what was the genesis of that? And people doxing you like that, though? That was so weird.
Well, it's interesting. I was making a commentary on the sort of open, accepted racism towards white people that you see in the media or in film and TV and everything else. And at that time, I had just come from an event where I was listening to a very prominent black filmmaker and TV showrunner, female, talking about how Hollywood will be fixed when all of the old white men die off. And I was like, you mean the Jews? So I was on this long kind of kick of thinking about how much anti-Semitism is thinly veiled in just anti-white rhetoric. But it's really when you're talking about show business in Hollywood, you're kind of talking about Jews.
Yeah. And
so I put a comment out there that straight white male has become this century's N-word, basically mocking that, and in a way sort of being obviously I know they're not the same thing. But as comedians, we use exaggeration to make our points, right? You use hyperbole, you use extremism.
Yeah. So you keep a fanatic fan base in line, baby.
Right, exactly. So, listen, how am I supposed to rally up these Nazis if I don't lay it down?
Right.
So, I put that out there, and then, of course, everyone goes, well, anyone who says that must be racist. So then they went back and found every racist joke I've ever told on Twitter, online, or on anything.
And these were from, 2007.
Well, they're from my whole career, because anybody who knows me knows that I've anytime there's been an opportunity to take a shot at any group, I'm going to take it if I think it's funny.
Right.
And by the way, that's what fucking comedy is. And the world lost their mind and thought, and listen, this is what I told people. The thing I was guilty of was being famous enough to take down, but not famous enough to shrug it off.
Yeah, that's
this kind of thing happened.
You were a big enough celebrity to get doxxed, but a local celebrity in that it mattered to you.
Well, yeah, and then also that I didn't have millions of dollars yet. People thought I was a fucking millionaire from doing 3 seasons of television. I made $100,000.
That was one of my favorite parts about that whole ordeal, was when everybody was flooding your Twitter and Food Network, you need to cancel the show, and you and I were laughing that show's been off the air for a year.
But we had stopped filming. It hadn't been on the air for 6 months, but we hadn't filmed anything for almost a year. I think we had finished filming in August of 2017, and so we hadn't. I hadn't even seen anybody from the crew or the production company or the network in almost 12 months.
Well, and the way that I thought it went down was a lot like when I had talked to you when you had come here to do some shows, it was, yeah, it's good, we're gonna go do this, this, and this, we're gonna shoot the next one, and then I talked to you the next month and you're like, yeah, I'm done with that, and I was like, wow, that was abrupt.
Well, yeah, this is the thing that's funny, is people think that the Twitter controversy is what led to the end of the show, and it's actually not the case at all. What led to the end of the show is the fact that I had set up a deal where basically I bet on myself, and I said, if we hit certain numbers, you have to come back to the table and negotiate with me after the first contract period, which is a 12-month period from the time you sign your futures deal. Now, normally...
What is a futures deal for people that don't know?
A futures deal is a television contract that you sign when you do a pilot. And basically it says, if this show goes to series, here's what you'll make for a set number of episodes or a set number of seasons or a set number of years. And so most of the time when they do these shows, they basically lock talent into a shitty contract for 5 years.
Right, because they want to be able to hit them right before it goes to syndication and fuck them on the reruns, right?
Right, exactly. So here's the original contract they sent me. They sent me a contract for 4 years for 100 episodes for $2,000 an episode, and I said I laughed at it. And then
right, because if you make it to 4 years, you're basically working at a peasant's rate at that point, right? Because
of course,
for season 1, that's not
like,
a bad price, but for season 4, that's garbage.
Well, for any of those seasons, really, because when people don't understand, like $2,000 an episode is 4 days of work, so it's a day of travel, 3 days of filming, and then a day of post production. So it's 5 days of work. So you're making basically, $400 a day, which sounds great.
That's fucking
but considering my camera guys make almost twice that, that's not good money.
Yeah, but so your fat ass isn't lugging around equipment.
Right, exactly. But and my camera guys were union guys who were doing non-union work as well. And
scabs.
So no, but they obviously lock in a rate with the production company, and so they had been working with that production company for a while. They were all making pretty good money. So anyway, I pushed back and I said, I'm not doing 100 episodes of television without making $1 million. And so here's what the network came back with. They literally backed $1 million into my contract and backloaded it. So I was making $4,000 an episode for the first year, $5,000 an episode for the second year. Then it jumped to 8 and then to 10. But the clause we put in was that if we had hit certain parameters, certain numbers, and then the show had been reordered or certain things had happened ratings-wise, the deal would basically void after a year, and we would go back and renegotiate.
Sure.
So we hit all those numbers. We were one of the top-rated shows on the network, one of the top.
Well, they really got behind you as far as promotion. I feel like I saw commercials for your show fucking everywhere.
Well, in the first season, yes. And it's interesting how this all went down. So, we filmed in fall of 2016. We premiered like January of 2017. And the show was such a hit in the first 2 episodes that they up-ordered a 13-episode second season right away. And we went to production like right away in March of 2017.
Okay.
And then I signed with UTA right around that time. And
what is that, a talent agency or what is that?
Yeah, United Talent Agency. Okay. Yeah, I think Nick's with them. I'm not sure, but anyway, a lot of big names are with them. Kevin Hart was with them for a long time. I think he still is. I mean, it's like the place for comedians, and it's more so the place for creator producers. So like if you write, create, direct your own stuff, which was ultimately my goal, it's a good place to be because there's a lot of other people doing that kind of stuff over there.
Sure.
So I signed with them, and the minute they knew that we were going to pull the renegotiation clause, it's like they started sandbagging the second season. So we got really shitty marketing for the second season. They premiered us up against the NFL draft, which if you saw the numbers of the NFL draft last week during quarantine, they did 55 million viewers over 5 networks. So like when the NFL draft is on, everything in cable gets demolished. And we got crushed with our second season. Again, I had done a ton of press, a ton of other stuff to promote the show in season 1. Season 2 comes around and we're doing well, and they know they need to pay us more money. They kind of sandbagged us. And then for the third season, they end up moving us over to Travel Channel, which is even lower viewership and everything else. So it was like a lot of these systemic moves to try to weaken our stance from the negotiating table. And then Discovery came in and bought scripts in the summer.
So is Travel Channel and Food Network the same company?
Yeah, they were all owned by Scripps Networks Interactive.
But Discovery is its own thing, right?
Well, it was. And then in the fall of 2017, Discovery bought Scripps. And their CEO has many, many times has been like, listen, the beautiful thing about the shows we make is that we don't have to pay talent. And like the minute I saw that dude say that when they did the press conference after they acquired Scripps was like, oh, they're not going to pay me. They're not going to increase what we're all making. And this is the thing people don't understand. They go, oh, well, you were going to be the fly in the ointment. You wanted a raise. It doesn't work like that. I wanted a raise for the whole show, which means when the budget goes up, I get paid more, but so does everybody else.
Right.
And with the ratings we were doing, like we were a top 10 show on Food Network.
Yeah, I mean, I thought,
season.
Like I said, I thought, and I want you to know, just so, because first off, I know what a fucking ego case you are, so I'm not going to boost your ego any more than I have to. But I was super excited to see the commercials every time I saw him because I'm like, oh shit, I know that guy. Not because of you, because it made me feel connected. So like, it's like, oh yeah.
It's like yeah, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel for any of us. It's like, oh shit, somebody I know like actually cracked through without having the right connections or without knowing somebody or without backdooring some kind of deal. Like literally got it on the merits of I was able to get my name out there. I was able to get interest from a production company.
My man.
We pitched a good pitch.
Yeah.
We shot a good sizzle. We shot a good pilot, and we won over the network. Like it wasn't because I knew the right person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was. I believe me. If I
No,
could
I
just fuck my
mean,
way into television
believe me,
deals.
I know the listeners don't know you like I know you, but like I remember when you were grinding away pitching that thing.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, we got to do this. We got to, and I compromised a lot in the beginning. Like, you know, I let them change my dress. I let them change my appearance. I let them scrub my social media. I played nice.
They obviously didn't do a good enough job of that.
Well, the interesting thing is a lot of shit they really didn't care about, right? Because they were like, well, we're not interested in pushing you as a comedian. Like, this isn't going to be comedians in cars.
They can't get mad at a white person like saying slurs and still endorse Paula Deen. At least they're consistent.
Right, exactly. So, but anyway,
Taking
so
around
when
on thoughts for
Discovery,
the bits, everybody's just going. They missed the show. It's Ginormous Foods. This is Josh Denny from Ginormous Food, but I think his biggest credit is Verbally Vicious. That's just me.
Yeah. So anyway, so when Discovery bought the show, it was we were pretty much on ice, and the network got mad at me because I've always been a very honest and transparent person, right? And so when in the fall when they told us they were going to move us to Travel Channel, you know, my producer was like, you know, this might allow you guys to break the format a little bit and do some of the things you want to do. And so I shared that information with my fans and followers on.
Me though, do you remember the conversation you and I had?
About what?
When you first found out about the move to Travel Channel, right?
Uh-huh.
I hadn't talked to you in a while, but I just sent like a, hey, how's it going kind of checkup text, you know? And you're like, oh yeah, I think we're moving over to Travel Channel. I go, oh, that should be good. And you're like, nah, they're fucking us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's in terms of them fucking us, it's way less viewership, and I meant they're fucking us in terms of there's no way I'm going to do the same viewership numbers on travel that I would do on Food Network, because the highest rated travel shows would do like 300,000, you know,
so
live
it's kind of
plus
like
3.
It's kind of like when Fox was in that era of canceling shows in the early 2000s, like Firefly, like John Doe, where they would just take a show that had a mild following and then just switch around the time or day just to kind of fuck its ratings, and then just be like, well, your ratings aren't strong, sorry.
Right, and a lot of times I feel like the networks do that to try to, because they think people they can just leverage you into taking less money, which is why, and a lot of people were like, well, dude.
So do you think that's what like all those personalities at Food Network did, like your Alton Browns and like all their like stabled names that they just kept getting fucked over and over again until they got there?
Oh, sure. I mean, those people probably had to do hundreds and hundreds of episodes, you know, to even get to the point where they're making what they're making now. And listen, there are 3 big players at Food Network right now: Guy Fieri, Bobby Flay, and Giada. And they all have their own production companies, produce their own shows. And Guy Fieri might make, in all of his shows for Food Network combined, what somebody like who's the lady who did the show with Kerry Washington? I'm trying to think, the black writer. You know what I'm talking about?
Wrong person to ask, buddy. Look, I'm feigning mild interest in this culinary bullshit for your benefit, all right?
Yeah, so anyway, my point is like, you know, somebody who does a scripted show, like somebody could be a showrunner for a scripted show and do 1 season and make more money than Guy Fieri makes with all of his shows in 1 year. I mean, that's the difference in the money. And he's their biggest player. You know, and the other thing is,
Margaret Blaylock just said, this is a wonderful meeting of the Willies-aholics Anonymous.
Well, here's the funny thing about all that is, like, you know, and people were like, well, dude, now, you know, you're driving Uber and doing odd jobs and doing comedy here and there to make ends meet. Wouldn't you have rather have stayed at the Food Network even if they weren't paying you great? It's like, no,
fuck that.
No, because I want to get paid what other people are getting paid, and I want to get paid what I know the show's worth. They ended up syndicating that show in 14 countries. Okay, I had no piece of ownership in that show, which means the production company off of my show.
Okay. Let me ask you this, right?
They probably made $100 million off of that show.
Easily. I would say with the seasons, you're looking at probably closer to 200.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to know, right? Like, this is what I legit want to know. How the fuck did you create, pitch, shoot a sizzle, and then somehow not maintain ownership during the negotiation?
Yeah, I mean, part of that is because I didn't have an agent through the creative process, which was a detriment to me. I only had an entertainment attorney. Number two, it's kind of tough to protect your IP in that situation because I don't have a direct channel to the network, right? So basically, even if I was pitching ideas and pitching concepts, the production company is ultimately the one who's turning around and pitching that to the network. So they do a pretty good job, at least this production company that I was working with, did a pretty good job of maintaining some level of pimpage to where I really had no pass through to the entire network until after the deal was done and I was already like shooting seasons. You know what I mean? And they do that because basically if you have good ideas,
you were the definition of a hungry artist at that point. Because I remember,
of course.
I mean, like, again, this is as your friend that watched a lot of this shit. I mean, I remember specifically watching you like work your ass off for. It was probably like 6 months you were working on that goddamn thing.
Leading up to it, yeah, and people don't realize this, but like, I didn't get paid anything to do the show until we did a pilot. So like, and what people don't realize is like, I had to film 3 or 4 things by myself. And then I had to film, they flew me to Atlanta and I had to film a sizzle, which was a full day's work. I didn't get paid for that. The production paid for my flights and my hotel at least. But that whole thing I didn't get paid a dime for. And so all of that time and energy is just out the window. And then for the pilot, I got paid $4,000 again, but that was 5 days of filming. And then I think a day or two of voiceover afterwards. So it's a lot of work in the front to get no money. And then, when the way you get paid on your contracts, when you do like episodes is when they order episodes, they basically cut your production company a check for the whole season.
Yeah.
And the way the production company pays you out is you get half your money up front, you get a quarter of it when you're done principal photography, and then you get another quarter of it when post-production is done. And so like, let's say I made $4,000 an episode. So I made $24,000 for the 6 episode up order for season 1. I got 12 of that up front, and then another 6, and then another 6. But that's over a 6-month period. So it's like, I'm not making any more money in that time than somebody who's working a decent job.
Oh, you're probably making less.
Yeah, well, and when you factor in, now the other thing that sucks is
how much money, I mean, I don't know how much you want to disclose, but like, how much money did you make over the total course of the project?
$96,000.
Okay, and then how many years did that represent on paper
About,
for you?
About 2.
Right. So that's like
about 2 years.
That's less than $50,000 a year.
Right, exactly. And you do that, and you take that money betting on yourself, going, listen, if this thing's a hit, they're going to have to pay me $1 million, right? And they just didn't. And
Sure.
and I guarantee the network made at least $100 million off of our show through syndication and selling it to all their subsidiaries and other markets and stuff. And that number could be 5 times that. I don't know. I just know friends of mine that know the television industry better, and they tell me $100 million of profit is conservatively what they made just off the advertising on my show.
There's
And
somebody
so,
in here named Donatella Yuri that wants to know how big your cock is. Twitch gets real random. Like, when you're talking hardcore Food Network, they're like, all right, but how big's his dick?
put it this way, it's comparable to what they paid me.
You got yourself a $47,000 dick there, huh?
Exactly. It's about $47,500 a year.
It's 10
but yeah,
centimeters.
So it's I don't share all this stuff to dissuade people. It's just the hard, honest truth of the business, and it's just further proof. Like, you got to go build your own shit. You got to build your own shit. Like, this is where the YouTube kids have it right. Is that
that's why I'm here on Twitch. Like, literally, the only reason I'm on Twitch and not YouTube is because the royalty payout and the copyright stuff is just more in favor of the artists on Twitch than it is on YouTube.
Yeah, well, and you see that with a lot of
Which
streamers.
reminds me, everybody, go to Venmo at Corey Adam Comedy and PayPal and donate. I have no job. There you go. See, we're panhandling. That's what we're doing now, Josh.
It's digital panhandling, exactly.
right.
Yeah, so I mean, but that's why all the comics that you know and love, like everybody has a Patreon, everybody has their other stuff set up, and it's you basically gotta try to create your own brand and create your own value. Otherwise, the market's just gonna dictate it for you, and they're never gonna give you what you're worth.
Mikey Two Belks just said a chubby ginger with a big hog. I'm not buying it.
Well, no, nobody said that.
Yeah, I know. One of my favorite things ever is when people insult your penis and then you join in to insult it with them and they just don't know what to do.
Yeah. So what am I? Listen, I just told you guys how much I made for my dream job. You think I'm gonna lie on my dick after that? What are you, retarded?
What if your dick was your dream job?
Yeah, exactly. Put it this way: if it was large enough to be talked about, I would have never made it to the Food Network. I would have been barreling my way through the San Fernando Valley on
Yeah, I would have been.
Digital
I would have
camera.
been making pornos about Food Network while I feed ladies.
Right. I wouldn't be scratching my head with how to make money on OnlyFans.
The
or
show,
something
the
like
show
that.
I would have made would have been called Ginormous Pud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
exactly.
Jiznormous Food. It was right there. How did I miss it? It was right there.
Yeah, well, that'll be the day. That's my lifeline when
That's
things get
that's
really
your fans
dark.
only account name.
Yeah, exactly.
Jiznormous Foods.
Yeah,
It's just you drinking Wendy's soda and coming on your own belly.
Just huge. I'm just shoving giant dicks in my mouth, and I'm like, this could feed a whole family. I don't know.
Mikey Two Milk says 96K is more than I've made, so that translates different, I guess. To me, that's a giant hog.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, over 2 years of your life. And here's the other thing that sucks is when you're basically on hold for a show like that, you can't go do stand-up.
No.
So I have this great credit. I have this tons of viewership coming in, and I can't tour.
It's kind of a funny catch-22 when you think about it, because
it's horrible.
Credits in general, right? Like, you need the credit to get work, but you need the work to get the credit.
Exactly.
It's really stupid.
Exactly.
It's one of the because, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect your fucking TV credits. Super awesome. I wish I had a TV credit, but TV credits fucking piss me off. Like, who the fuck is watching TV anymore? Everybody's watching Netflix or Hulu's, but like fucking somehow the late night show is still a fucking credit. How does that matter?
Well, and this is the thing is like everybody's going to use what you don't have against you, right? So I had one of the highest rated shows on television for 2 years. I couldn't get clubs to consider me at all because they're like, well, you don't even have so much as a 5-minute late night as a stand-up on TV, so you know that your credit doesn't do anything for us. And it's like, okay, so they're always gonna work with what you don't have
Two
to try
albums,
to negotiate your price down.
Right, 2 albums and all that shit and nothing else. Shout out to Lando015, new follower. We're bringing new people in, Josh. You're a marketing blitz right now.
Well, that's great.
I don't want to brag, but we're up to 32 viewers.
I've told no one.
Thanks for really helping get the word out.
Well, you didn't send me anything to share. I barely even have invited because you have your shit.
I just think you owe me an apology. Is all.
Yeah, apology accepted.
Apology accepted.
There it is. Yeah. So like, the main thing is how did you like? Obviously, it's a wild ride, and it's got to be one of those things where you look back and like, it was fun while it happened. What do you feel like you learned the most about what you're not going to do again next time?
I'm just not going to do anything I don't want to do, like that doesn't interest me. You know what I mean? Like, and even I will tell you that's even to my detriment because the name of the game right now is just creating and shoving out content. And, constantly putting things in people's faces and trying to gain, interest and everything else. But the idea of just making shit for the sake of making shit is just gross to me now. Like, and so if I have a really good idea for something, but it takes a little bit of money to do it right, I'm not going to do it half-assed and just try to put something out there for the sake of doing it. And quite frankly, I feel like our industry is oversaturated with people that have mediocre talent levels and high work ethic.
What did you just say about me, motherfucker? I'll kill you.
You know what I mean, though? We have peers that could never follow you or I on stage. They have no There's nothing unique about them, nothing creative. But God damn it, if they don't make 500 YouTube videos or Instagram stories every day, and they amass quite a bit of a following just because they're ringing the bell every day.
Yeah.
But that doesn't interest me. And you know,
that's
the
what,
whole...
that's what this show was for me, is because when everything went tits up, right? Because like, unlike you, I don't have a day job. Like I'm fucked on a level a lot of comics aren't. Because the IRS keeps telling me, oh, we're going to review your shit, right? I see nothing. And then I have no job. And the only job I've ever really worked besides stand-up comedy was waiting tables. Guess what else I'm not allowed to do?
Oh, yeah, wait tables, of course.
And it's just funny because it's like watching the only ways I've ever really made money just implode in front of me. And then, like, again, the thing that's so crazy about it is, like, all I want to do is hit a stage. Like, I just miss it so much. And with here, it was like, I wanted to make a show because those virtual mics are just not my thing. They're just not. It's not anything against people that are doing them. I just think it's a futile motion that's just making people rustier and reinforcing very, very bad comedy ticks.
Well, here's the other thing, too, and maybe this is just me being a judgmental cunt, but you really kind of see which comics are not doing well financially by the ones that are doing like 45 Zoom shows a week. And these people are making like $100 a show, you know, but it's like, Jesus Christ, you're literally going to burn your material to silence on the internet for $100? I mean, call me crazy, but I'll live off the government scraps.
You know what? I actually didn't even think about that, but that's such a great plan, like thing, because now you're also burning material. Now there's places out there where your material is bent.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the burning material aspect. And the other thing too is that, like, not to be a giant crazy conspiracy theory, but like China scares me right now, and China owns Zoom. So they're not getting my information. Like, fuck that. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, we don't even have to get into all that because there's so many layers to how fucking deep this thing goes. And, you know, the fact now that we have citizens that are basically trying to rail against the government because our civil liberties are just being removed by the dozen every day.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
Justin
the idea
Amash
that
announced finally, baby. Boom.
Well, and the fact that like our governor in California is like, we're going to start writing people tickets for going to the beach. Are you fucking crazy? I mean, let them go. If the virus is deadly and it's going to kill them, then let it do its job. Okay? But you can't fucking tell people they're not allowed to go outside. You're going to have an uprising. It's so stupid. And they only do it in this state because they know they have so many people that don't think they're allowed to have guns.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're not doing it in Georgia. Georgia, they're like, go to the beach if you want. We're not stopping you.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see with Georgia and Florida and the other states laxing up exactly what happens, because the main problem to me with a lot of this, and I've talked about it on the show a lot, is that we don't really have any data. Like, China's lying to us. Australia had wildfires prior. Italy had old smokers. Sweden's doing the herd immunity. We're juicing our numbers and taking influenza and colds and misdiagnosing them. So it's like
heart attacks. I mean, attacks, everything. You name it. There was somebody who was killed in a fucking car accident the other day. Was diagnosed with COVID-19.
Mikey Two Milk says, does this guy do stand-up comedy too? Yeah, Josh Deddy is a very funny comedian with 2 albums under his belt, one of which he usually doesn't like referenced.
What, Honest Brutality? No, if people can find it, go get it. You can buy it off my website.
I have a hard copy of that bitch.
Yeah, you can buy it off my website. There's like 100 hard copies left. I'll never print it again. Once those are all gone, they're gone. That's it.
Mikey Two Milk says, okay, we'll call this guy Successful Tom. This one of the biggest punching bags of the show. This is our 32nd episode, and we established real early that Tom is there to be abused.
Well, if it's not you, it's the other guy.
Right. Well, and I mean, Tom Chilstrom is just like, that's a guy that never met anybody that wasn't worth getting punched.
Well, there you go. But yes, there's a lot of other things at play, and I don't know, man. It just, I have some fucking dignity, you know. And listen, there are a lot of comedians that. This is the thing I understand about it too, though. The reality is a lot of these people aren't going to have gigs when everything turns back on, because there are a lot of like secondary and tertiary stand-ups who are still getting more dates than you and I. But a lot of these people that are getting like 30 weekends a year, 20 weekends a year, they're going to get eaten alive because all the clubs are going to be able to do to rebound financially is book in major headliners, and major headliners aren't going to take the risks of jumping back into doing stadiums and arenas. So
Well,
all
but
the
not
club
only-
weekends,
Yeah, not only
all the
that,
club weekends are going to be eaten up by Joe Rogan and Bert
not
Kreischer
only
and
that
Tom
though.
Segura.
You're absolutely right, Josh. But you're also, I don't think, seeing the whole picture, or maybe you are and just didn't talk about it. But like, think of how many craft breweries are going to go tits up. Think of how many
Of
bars
course.
have already closed. I mean, you're talking about probably a 75% reduction in places to do
Of
comedy.
venues,
Right.
yeah, because these restaurants and bars just aren't going to reopen. I mean, you and I were talking about this a week into the fucking quarantine. Was like, dude, every place we've ever either hosted a mic at, or like, they don't have $100,000 of runway of cash in the bank to
Right.
be dark for 60 days. They got 20 days, and beyond 20
Well,
days, they're shuttering their doors.
And the other thing too is, even when you look at the clubs, I mean, like the high attendance, because even when comedy opens back up again, they're not going to just let it go on. They're going to reduce seating capacity. And now you look at giant arenas like the Improv, like Funny Bone, like House of Comedy here in Minnesota. Those aren't going to be a profitable like metric when they're only allowing them to seat 150 people.
Right. Well, yeah. You're saying if there's a limit to capacity, of
Right,
course.
because they're going to take everybody's capacity and they're going to say you can only do a third of it, or and again, it's not going to matter for clubs like Acme, but what is going to matter is your House of Comedies, your Funny Bones, like
Yeah, 'cause if they
the
cap the
Comedy Store,
capacity-
Caroline's, these will all be fine. But
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if they cap the capacity, House Comedy is a good example, right? What's that hold? 450. So if they cap the capacity at 200, that means the only people that they're going to be able to afford to book are the people who can get $100 a ticket at 200 of max capacity.
Yeah.
So the Mike Brody's of the world, Mike's a friend of ours. The Erica Rhodes, those Ryan Sicklers, those kind of guys that are one level below all the, like, their road comics, they're not getting any weeks, because if the clubs are maxed at capacity dictated by the government, then they're going to have to make all their money on the tickets. And the only people that are going to be able to bring in those tickets are theater comics who are dropping down doing clubs because they can't take the risk of booking their own theater shows. And so then, a whole week or two is going to be chewed up by Joe Rogan, or chewed up by Tom Segura or Sebastian or Whitney Cummings or Chris D'Elia, people that would normally be doing arenas, and they're not going to be able to do theaters and arenas because they're not going to be able to take the risk. And again, if capacities are limited, they're definitely not going to do a theater show for 200 people.
yeah, well, exactly, and they're not even going to let them do that. Like, it's not even, again, I believe that like you're going to see a lot of legislation that reduces seating capacity.
Yeah. Well, and at least, like Newsom in California has said, we're not going to let things get back to normal until there's a vaccine. Well, holy shit. Now, then what else? So let's say there is a vaccine. You're going to force people to take it to turn the economy back on? I mean, we're really getting down the 1984 rabbit hole here, man.
Oh, I think the 1984 rabbit hole is already done. I mean, like,
Yeah.
the main thing too is like, you look at like, where is it? You look at the contact tracking and the medical certificates. Like, we're already there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're going to talk about that a little bit on the show today, is that the medical certificates, the shit that they're talking about, where if you don't have record of being vaccinated, they're not even going to treat you with other stuff. And that's something that they're trying to move forward, which, again, I don't care. Like, I had my vaccinations when I was a kid. I don't get a flu shot. I think they're garbage, but whatever.
Yeah, I've never gotten a flu shot. I think I got one time, like 15
Yeah,
years ago.
I got one when it first came out, and I got
me
so
horrifically
fucking
sick.
Yeah, I got
Yep.
so fucking sick that I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
it's-
even
it's
if
a
there
weird
was like
time.
even if there was an AIDS vaccine, I'd be like, I'll skip it. I'm good.
AIDS, huh? Now,
Yeah, well, I mean, worst case scenario is I get AIDS and I can actually fit in my clothes again. That would be fucking phenomenal.
There we go. Where the fuck is that? Booyah! All right. So okay, what do you have any like? What are your aspirations now? Like, you got fucking boned by a fucking TV. You fucking can't do comedy or anything. Like, what's the big project on the horizon for you right now?
I don't know, man.
Can I just say you saying I don't know to that question is so fucking weird for you?
Who, me?
Yeah, almost every time I ask you what's next, you have a very, very laid out plan of where you're
Well,
going.
there's a couple things I want. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do. It's just a matter of like what that even looks like, you know? I mean, I talked to you about wanting to do this sort of documentary special. You know, this idea that I had that Dan and I were talking about last year. And then, you know, I started writing a new television show, which I'd like to try to get in front of the right people and see if I can get some movement
Called
on that.
Gooder Eats.
No, this is not reality at all. It's like a scripted show.
Why wouldn't you, like, okay, and here's something I have to ask for my own personal benefit, right? Why wouldn't you just do a knockoff food show and do like a fucking YouTube about it, man? Hire somebody to shoot some YouTube shit and do like fucking like even more gigantic food.
Well, I mean, the other show, I had a concept for a show that's kind of similar to that, but it's a different thing. But I thought it was a really good idea, and everybody I pitched it to thought it was a good idea, and you know, I'd love to do it, but again, it's like I got to do it with a budget. I got to have some money to put into it to actually pay some camera guys and sound guys and stuff to do it right.
Do it right, make it look good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be out there with a fucking iPhone making a TV show. I just at this stage of the game,
I doubt that highly. I doubt that highly.
Yeah, I can't be doing that kind of shit.
You're gonna be out there with a fucking Panasonic, like smart VHS cassette.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's no room in the business for that kind of like, you know, hacky shit. So, you know, but yeah, there is a show that I have in my mind that is like a food interview show or whatever that I think would be cool. But, you know, the thing is like there's so many people out there kind of pitching shit that's not as good as some of the ideas I have. My mentality is like, why would I pay for any of this stuff out of pocket? There are networks out there that are buying way bigger trash ideas than the ones that I have. So I need to try to get an audience with the right people and sell this show that I want to do.
And do you think that's possible? Do you think you're going to get it sold? Like, what do you think it looks like 5 years from now for you?
Man, I don't really think in those terms anymore. I used to put time limits on things. I used to say like, oh, you know, I want to do this by this age or this by that age. But there's so many things that we wanted to do when we started out as comedians that is not anything anymore. Like, do you want to do a set on the Tonight Show, Corey?
Yeah.
Do you want? There's no more Letterman. Conan is a web series now. I mean, everything that we wanted to do that we thought mattered doesn't matter.
I mean, honestly, like, I was almost brought to tears. I didn't cry, but I was real fucking down because of the fact that, like, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to do a stand-up set on Letterman, you know? And then when Letterman retired, like, even though there's still a Letterman show, it's just not the same. Like, it's not fucking Johnny Carson. It's not Letterman. It's not any of these guys that I give a fuck
You really
about.
want to go do 5 minutes of stand-up on Colbert or Jimmy Fallon or fuck no. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. So when you ask like, what's the goal? The only goal from now on, and this is, you know, coming
don't get
from
fucked and make money.
No, it's not about that. It's just I want to make shit that I think is cool that I can stand behind because I didn't get rich doing something that I compromise cool or interesting with. So if you're not going to get rich doing shit you don't like, then why do anything you don't like doing?
Was there a point towards the end of the show where you didn't like it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, so here's what they came back and told us. They said, we feel like the show has run its course, and, you know, people feel like they're like, our focus groups tell us that the show is redundant. And I go, well, then let us make the changes we want to make. Like, stop making the episodes so cookie cutter. You know, here's what we want to do. We want to have the freedom to tell whatever story makes sense the day we get to the restaurant. So, like, usually when we would show up, right, one of three things is the hero of the day. It's either the chef themselves is a very interesting person and has an interesting story. The dish that we're doing is really creative, has some cool science or technique behind it, and that needs to be shown off. Or the restaurant and the interactions I have with the patrons are the best part of the day. Now, the way that if anyone ever watched the show, they know that every segment was cut together exactly the same, no matter what. So if I had 30 really funny interactions with customers, they'd use the same 2 or 3 as they would in a segment where I only had 2 or 3 good interactions with customers. So you really, like, all the gold is lost, right? Like, imagine this. Imagine if you were a stand-up and you said, every bit is going to be exactly 5 minutes. whether you have one bit that's stronger and has more tags and is longer. So imagine if you tried to fit your comedy into that kind of regiment where you go, every bit has to be exactly 5 minutes.
I would show up to the office with a Sawzall and cut down everybody.
Yeah, it would be terrible. And so that's exactly how they make shows. They go, okay, every segment is 7 minutes. Every 7-minute segment is this much footage of food, this much footage of interaction, this much.
It makes sense
it's
when
so
you say that
cookie-cutter.
just as somebody that's watched those, because all those Food Network shows feel the same. I mean, like, it literally feels like they're just moving in a fucking Paula Deen mannequin, now moving a Guy Fieri mannequin, now moving an Alton Brown mannequin.
Yeah, so I mean,
somebody clean off Mark Summers. He's having a conniption fit because he's a germaphobe.
And the problem is, like, you know, not to be too on the nose with it, but we're making reality TV, and that's not reality. The reality is, some days we go there and the food is not great, but the chef is really fucking funny or really interesting. Or the chef is a dud, but the food is great. Or both of those things suck, but the restaurant vibe is great. Or the customers are great. And so all we wanted was the freedom to pivot. And I wanted say over the edit so that I could go, okay, this episode, this day, I want you to spend more time on the customer interactions because those are really funny. Or I want you to spend more time in the kitchen because we had some really funny moments there. It's literally like we should be taking the best shit from every day and taking the best 7 minutes and putting it together. And they were just like, nope, it's got to be the same ABC storyline in every segment. And, you know, that makes the show... Oh, it was absolutely infuriating. And my agents were like, listen, you don't get that creative say because you're not a producer. And I go, okay, well, I'm not coming back to the show if I don't get to produce and make those kind of judgment calls. Because I'm the one who has to answer for it. Like, when people see you out in the street and your show sucks, they don't go, man, I bet the production was a real dick about that. No, they go, you suck and your show sucks. And so, yes, you know, my takeaways from that are, you know, and Ricky Gervais said this. He said, no matter what, in your entire career, always fight for final edit on anything that you do because you're the one who's going to own it in perpetuity. Not the network, not the executive.
Because it's your face on it.
It's your fucking face on it. Exactly.
It's kind
and
of
so
like
I'll
like
never
a
do
stand-up
anything
album.
again.
You can release it on a record label, but it's still your fucking face.
Of course. It's still my shit. And so, you know, you really that's one of the reasons I love Dave on Hulu right now, the show about Lil Dicky's career and life. And it's kind of like satirical and on how big his ego is, but when you realize like, no, he's just behaving in a way that you fucking have to get anywhere in our business. Because if you let people make creative decisions, they're going to take credit when it's good, and then you're going to be left holding the bag. Like, the network didn't come to me and say the show is stale because of us and we fucked up. They're going, the show is stale, and so, you know, we don't know what to tell you. That's on you. And so it's like, well, wait a minute. No, it's not. You're making the creative decisions. I'm not a producer, remember? So if the show sucks, it's because you guys made a show that sucks. But they'll never do that. They'll hang it on their talent because they can't go back to their bosses and go, it's our creative decisions, which are why the show sucks, right?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. They come in and they fucking go, oh, here's how we're going to do it. You need to listen to everything we're going to fucking say. And then the moment it sucks, this is your fault, Josh Denny. Why did you make a shitty thing?
Of course. And listen, and people go, well, you know, why do you think the network thinks that way of you? I was the only show business guy that had ever come there to host a show. Like, Bobby Flay was a chef. Bitch. Guy Fieri went on Food Network Star. Giotto was a chef. I was an entertainer. Same with Jeff Dunham. Like, when Jeff Dunham did his show there, I guarantee you Jeff was like, listen, if we're not going to do the show my wife and I want to do, we're not going to keep doing it. So there's a reason why. Do you wish in hindsight you would have told him to get fucked in between that, or you're not mad that you did all the seasons you did? No, I mean, really, it wasn't like there was a ton of time in between there. And it wasn't like there was like this outward animosity of this head-to-head back and forth all the time. I mean, it's literally the network telling my production company one thing, and then production company coming to me and telling me one thing, you know, and who knows what's true in all of that. But there's a lot of honey-dicking going in every direction because the production company wants to, you know, maintain a relationship with the network. You know, there's so many hands. The problem is, you have all these hands in the pot of uncreative and untalented people. and they're trying to suck the creativity out of creative people and keep as much money for that as they can, but they don't want to expose their neck too much, because if something doesn't work, then they're on the hook for it, right?
Yeah,
so
it's their bottom line.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
A-Bomb says Dave first season was great.
yeah, that was my favorite show on TV this year is Dave.
Really?
And, you know, there are these moments where throughout the show, if you haven't watched it, there are these moments where he seems like this egotistical maniac, and then he goes into the situation and does what he says he's going to do and delivers, and his career benefits because of it. And it's like, yeah, man, you have to do, it's not about being delusional, but you have to believe in yourself, because no one else in the room is going to believe in yourself more than they believe in their ability to extract everything from you and take credit for it.
Well, and that was always one of my big problems with show business early on. And like Swartzen was yelling at me about that too. It's like, I'm so bad at the self-promotion thing, just because for me, I was always taught you do the work and then you let the work talk for itself.
Right.
You know, that's just what I've always been like. That's how I was raised, you know?
Yeah. Well, and you know, you hope that's the case. Unfortunately, it's not. And I agree with you. Like, listen, I've always been good at the self-promotion, but I also don't want to be another guy who's just good at self-promotion.
Well, you're also good at burping in between interview questions.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want to be a guy who out promotes his quality, if that makes sense. And there are a lot of people out there.
Oh, shit!
I don't want to be somebody who makes more just by promoting things than actually makes good things. You know, people like that.
Like the magicians that turn stand-up comedy and then they're able to book more stand-up shows because they used to do magic.
No, I'm talking about like influencer people that are on every TV show and everywhere you look, and they do tons of commercials, and nothing they do is really good.
The people that say how awesome they are and then just say content in every other word.
Yes, they're just, I make content. I just keep making content. What are you, a marketing person? I mean, you've heard it while we're on this lockdown. You've had conversations with friends, and I'm saying you have because I know I have, where they're like, man, I'm just worried about staying relevant. I go, how about you make something memorable, you fucking idiot? Like, make something good. We talk about this just in terms of stand-up. There are two types of comedians, right? Ones that have quotable bits that you remember and ones that don't. Okay, and the ones who have bits that you can kind of remember and quote are the ones who stand the test of time, and the ones who don't are enjoyable, and they're the comic that somebody goes to work after seeing over the weekend and they go, oh man, this guy was good. What's his name? What's he done? They can never remember you.
Right.
And a lot of people's digital footprint is the same way. They make a lot of shit, none of it's great, and none of it's memorable. And that's it. That's your legacy.
I'm feeling attacked. Is that about my Twitch show just now?
No.
We have a new follower. Margaret Blaylock followed. That's weird. I'm surprised she didn't follow before, but whatever. Thanks for following days late, Margaret.
Yeah. What the fuck, Margaret? But you understand what I mean. And every comic should be working towards making their opus. You should be working towards making something that is fucking great.
Ellie says we're both memorable.
Well, now she's just talking about our physical appearance.
That's right. Well, hey, I still have to harass Tom yet. Thanks for doing this, man. Thanks for it's so weird being on this end of this, because the last like 3 times I've had interview interactions with you was on your show. Are you still doing your podcast?
Yeah, when I feel like it, and
that's
when
gotta
I have
feel
somebody
that's
I
gotta
wanna
feel
talk to,
liberating.
so. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not beholden to anybody. I don't have advertisers that I have to appease. I don't have producers that I have to appease. So, like, yeah, again, all these podcasts, you got to put out an episode every week. You got to be on it. You got to be on time. Why? I'll do it when I have someone interesting to talk to that I enjoy. I'm not going to just interview strangers for the sake of making a fucking podcast and putting it out.
Again, I feel attacked.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying my approach is the right one. I'm just saying, like I am at the stage in my career where I'm not doing anything for any other reason that it satiates me creatively or that I enjoy it.
Or that you're getting paid fiscally.
Yeah, well, enough to make a difference, right?
But if somebody like showed up with $1 million check, you're fucking line up those dicks. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever, man. But I'll also do anything for the money. So why bastardize what I do creatively?
Fair.
Yeah, I'd rather suck dick for $1 million than do shitty comedy for $1 million. At least nobody has to see me sucking the dick.
I've always suspected that about you. All right, why don't you tell the
Exactly.
people where to get a hold of you again?
I'm at Josh Denny on everything, Josh Denny Official on Facebook. Or you can go to my website, joshdennycomedy.com, and see what I'm doing. And
Tell
right
Minnesota,
now, it's
tell
not a lot
Minnesota
of
how much you
anything.
love it.
I love Minnesota, man. I miss Minnesota. I bet it's real beautiful right now with nobody on the roads.
Oh yeah, and the lakes are crowded. It's real fun. Like nobody here's taking anything seriously. They don't give a fuck. Minnesota's a hardy people that like, we gave you a month, now you can get fucked. We'll die if we die.
Yeah, listen, I like it, man. That's what I miss. I miss those people. I miss those days. I miss the comedy scene there. And, you know, I tell you, one thing I want to get back to is, and I say this every time you're here, is I want to get back to that frame of mind we were in when you and I first met of like, I just want to do comedy on stage that excites me and is fun. Mm-hmm. And I'm done trying to go on stage and kill. I'm done trying to go on stage and impress people. I'm just going to do shit that's hilarious to me because that's what I did in the beginning. And that's when I was the best.
Well, I think that's it's the old adage of you dance with who brought you, you know?
Right.
And that's like the thing that I think people forget. And that's one of the things I'm worried about during this pandemic is watching all my friends who I think are funny turn into fucking sad bastards, you know? It's
yeah,
like,
well,
it's terrible.
And they're doing these fucking Zoom comedy shows to no audience.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, and like you said, they're burning material for under $100 sometimes. I mean, it's just a garbage proposition for me.
I mean, that is proof that you do comedy for you and not for the laughs.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're willing to do it and get no laughs, you're a psychopath. Like, I would never enter into an agreement where I'm going to do comedy and hear no laughs.
Like that?
Exactly like that.
All right, buddy. I got to cut you loose. Thank you so much for doing this, man. We're gonna
man,
have you
thanks
on
for
again.
having me.
We do this Friday through Tuesday. Pop on Twitch and say hello. Go into the room. There's a lot of people from Willie's that you'd recognize. And, you know, we love you, and it's good to catch up with you, buddy.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, man.
All right, man.
I'll do that.
We'll catch you later. That is Josh Denny, good friend of mine, and a real national fucking treasure, if we're honest. Who's the chunky Seth Rogen looking motherfucker? His name was Josh Denny. I thought we just covered that. It's like you're not paying attention, but you still want attention. I don't understand. It's a very weird Faustian thing you have set up for this. Let's see here. What should we do now? We got a bunch of stuff we can do. We watched the Kim Jong-un. Let's see here. What's this one? I forgot what this. Some of these links are from last night or last week, so like I always forget what they are. Let's take a look and see what we got here. 1 second. Get rid of the commercials. Nah, that one's boring. We're not watching that. Let's see here. Oh, here, you know what? There's a new Stossel that was super interesting that I enjoyed a lot, and it's about his brother and about like fighting coronavirus. It's pretty awesome. Let's do this. Here's what we'll do. First, we will copy it. We'll give you guys the link in the room as we do, and then we'll watch this link, and we will be right back to discuss it. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Look at us going. Think we got it?
To fight coronavirus and other diseases, we need new drugs. But the government's approval process for that takes so long.
Once it's approved for trials, researchers say the drug will be about 10 years away from hitting the market.
This year's pandemic got regulators to speed some approvals, but the process still takes a long time.
I think it's optimistically 12 to 18 months. Under normal circumstances, it takes 5 to 10 years to develop a vaccine.
It is a process designed to be slow.
I think about the FDA's rules more lately because my brother Tom, a medical researcher, discovered something that might save a lot of lives.
It's mine! Get it me!
Tom and I often fought as kids. Our mother drew this picture. We eventually stopped fighting and Tom helped raise me. I trusted him because he was so smart. He went to Princeton and Harvard and did such top-notch science that when our government feared Soviet microwaves were beamed at the U.S. Embassy, the State Department shipped Tom to Moscow to investigate. When Algeria's dictator got sick, they tapped Tom to treat him. And then, studying blood, Tom discovered an unusual protein. He named it gelsolin. Turns out gelsalin reduces excess inflammation. Now, some inflammation's useful. Our own immune system creates it to fight off diseases. But too much inflammation is a killer.
In COVID-19, what usually kills the patient is not the virus. In fact, as the patients get sicker, often the virus is disappearing anyway. It's the overexuberant, highly excessive immune reaction that's destroying the lung.
Dr. Mark Danubli was once Tom's assistant and protege.
Danubli.
Now he speaks for Tom because several months ago, Tom had a sudden heart attack and died. A few years before, he'd come on my television show and pointed out
the vast predominance of what gets products to patients comes from the private sector. Only the private sector has the resources and the skill sets to get the job done.
Now this company, BioAegis, is trying to get the FDA's permission to give Tom's protein to people with diseases like pneumonia, sepsis, and coronavirus. Because when you're very sick, gelsalin levels go down and inflammation gets worse.
We are not helpless here. That the gelsalin that's depleted can be replaced.
Will replacing gelsalin save lives by reducing inflammation? It did when BioAegis gave some to sick mice. The mice treated with some extra gelsalin got better.
More animals live, but it also improves what their lungs look like.
That improved lung function should help human coronavirus patients.
And protect the lung from injury and allow the patient to recover and get off the respirator and go back home and hopefully live a normal life.
BioAegis spent millions getting through the FDA's first layers of tests. After the animal tests succeeded, they spent millions more studying its safety in hospital patients. They gave them big doses of gelsalin, and the patients did fine. That was expected. Gelsalin's a natural protein, after all. It's already in our blood. Now BioAegis is trying to raise more millions to fund tests that would convince the FDA that gelsalin improves outcomes for sick people.
We were initially doing this before COVID-19. Now that COVID-19 is broken, and it's very possible, God willing, that we will get some approval from the Spanish agency in the next couple weeks.
Spain, because those fast approvals promised by our government so far haven't helped gelsalin.
Go give it to them. I don't get why it takes years, why you have to beg for permission. Just find some sick people who are willing to try something.
Well, we legally cannot do that until we get approval. The first rule of medicine is first do no harm.
Aren't a lot of diseases caused by too much inflammation? This could be a big deal.
The potential benefit is enormous. This could be a major step, a miracle drug like antibiotics were.
I hope they succeed. I've invested in BioAegis. I'll probably lose that money because most new drugs never make it to market. We do want to make sure new drugs are safe. But in a pandemic, shouldn't there be a faster way to get promising treatments, ones that have already been proven safe, to people who might benefit? There ought to be. Hope you like our videos. If you have any interest or expertise in drug development, maybe you could help me with gelsalin. I'm in way over my head. Just
See, that's
email.
what I like the most about Stossel is he's like, hey man, if you guys want to know this, fucking help me out here. It's fucking great. This guy looks like a substitute math teacher. Yeah, I don't know if he's wearing pants or not, like that one dude that wasn't. That's pretty great. Yeah, who knows? He very well could have been wearing pants. He very well might not have been. It could have gone either fucking way. Let's get going here. Hold on. Bloop. Where the fuck? Did that work? Are we doing it? Yeah, there it goes. Woo! I'm still not used to the new board position of everything. Like, stuff is around different. So, let's check in with the boys, shall we? Here we go.
Hello.
What up, dog?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Why don't you identify yourself to the people?
This is Tom Shellstrom.
Okay. Tom, we have a new sweet profile picture of you that Kelly Berger designed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it really
Oh,
looks like you. It really brings out your eyes.
I guess I'll have to get out there and look at it, huh?
Yeah. I programmed in Nightbot to say you've got a face like a bag of elbows.
Oh, that's fun.
And now Margaret won't shut up about how you would even have a bag of elbows.
Yeah, I don't know really what that means either, but it's fine. Whatever. I mean,
Margaret
I've
goes, well,
heard
if you
worse
have a
insults.
bag of elbows, you had to cut off the forearms and the upper arm and shoulders, and then you would be doing nothing with the worth a damn. You have more than that on one body. So much work.
Well, Margaret, I think you overanalyze really what that means, but okay. Good on you, I
Mikey
suppose.
Two Milks is calling you Rutledge Wood without glasses.
What?
It's a person you kind of look like, but not really.
Oh, all right.
Badman Trouble says Dahmer had a bag of elbows, I bet.
Dahmer did have a bag of elbows.
Also, Badman Trouble pointed out that this picture is definitely not photoshopped.
Oh, good God.
What?
Well, I'm just getting on right now. I'm seeing
nice.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
Holy fucking Christ.
Did you get it because you're a crackhead?
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
I don't even know where that other picture came from, though. Like, I mean, obviously, I know, like, Chappelle Show and stuff like that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
that is a
picture of
weird.
me, I don't
That
know.
is a weird picture. Like Kelly was deep doxing you for that one.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
he was real proud of
fuck.
it. So I told him I would put it on here as part of his Make-A-Wish.
You don't do favors for anybody. Why the fuck would you do a Make-A-Wish for anybody?
Make-A-Wish
then?
is a tax write-off, Tom.
Oh, is it? Oh shit! Now I know. I'll just make up shit that I've given away to other people who are Make-A-Wish.
Badman Trouble said he had no idea you were biracial.
I mean, with the amount of crack I've done, I'm probably biracial some way. I don't know.
There you go. Look at you leaning into it with some racism.
Yeah, I don't know where that was coming from, or where that was gonna go, but there you go.
Spitting
Tried
image,
and
Mikey
it
Two
failed.
Milk says seamless Photoshop.
Absolutely. I mean, the color balance and everything like that is spot on.
My favorite is where he left part of the background on your like left eye.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
of course your head just clipping over the hat.
Right.
It does like this actually makes me think that Kelly Berger smokes crack.
Well, I mean, it might help explain Kelly a little bit more if he did crack.
What's the
I
most
mean, not
horrific
really, but-
accident you've ever seen in real life, Tom?
You mean like in person?
Well, we had my buddy Jesse who like served, and he was talking about a girl getting her leg blown off. Like, what's the most crazy accident you've witnessed in person, not on TV or anything, like in person?
Nothing like leg blowing off or anything like that, but I mean, I fell on a garden weasel once. That was pretty horrific. Left 3 1-inch holes in my back. So.
Wait, what?
And one was pretty close. Yeah, one was. I think this was when I was a kid, and so but I guess one was pretty close to me in the spine. So
Jesus.
yeah, do you want to? The full story is, I was like 6 years old, and we were doing some spring cleaning, and I was, being a little shit as kids are, and I was just, eating lunch, rocking back and forth in my chair, put it up on two
Just
legs.
sitting back, eating lunch, as you do.
Yeah, and then put the chair back up on two legs, was holding on to the side of the garage door, and then the chair just slipped off from underneath me, and right behind me was a garden weasel, and then
Tell
yeah,
people,
3
tell
holes.
people what a garden weasel is if they don't know.
It's a tilling tool, normally like a hand tool. Sometimes there's a
Is it for
a
tilling
post
the
with it.
future?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean it's for like
Did it
small
turn you
gardens.
into a
so yeah,
fortune
nothing-
tiller?
Sure did.
If you had a lot more money, do you think it would have turned you into a bank tiller?
Yeah, you done here?
If you met a guy named Penn, you'd go into magic as Penn and Lawn Weasel?
Garden weasel, you son of a bitch. But yeah, I like how you changed it there. That was funny. That was good. Everybody should be just hitting you up now saying that was the funniest fucking thing they've heard
No,
all
they
week.
should be hitting me up on Venmo, donating money to Corey Adam Comedy.
At
Look,
Corey Adam
I have
Comedy,
3
yeah.
days to make rent, people. Let's go. Make with the goddamn mandatory charity.
What are you short?
I'm not going to say that on the air. Fuck that. It's embarrassing.
Fair enough. By the way, have you heard that there's some people? I read this article on City Pages, but apparently there's some people who are trying to basically start a rent strike throughout the Twin Cities.
Oh,
for all of
good. No way
Minnesota.
that helps. No way that doesn't help the Great Depression coming.
Yeah, right. I mean, basically what they're saying is we want to live here without fucking paying you, even though that property owner still has to fucking pay the taxes on that place and stuff, you know. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you, your rights go as far as you were paying rent. That's about it. I mean, yes, obviously I've heard a lot of property owners being pretty generous with letting people kind of stay where they're at without having to pay rent for X amount. But if your landlord's not doing that, I mean, it's still kind of on you to make sure you get that paid.
Right. Fucking tell me about it.
That's what a lease is. It's technically an agreement contract that says you are going to pay what you owe. That's how that works.
O2 gave me 50 bits for 0.00001% of your rent. Thanks. It's really helping.
Hey, every little bit counts, Corey. Don't look a gift bit in the mouth or whatever the
Batman
fuck you do
Trouble
with
said
bits.
that was an M. Night Shyamalan level twist there. I think he was talking about my Penn and Tiller joke.
Yes, it was good.
Shout out to Mikey Two Milks for giving me 1 bit, which is, as we know, double the percentage. Margaret Blaylock is saying socialism for beginners. Yet again, Margaret, your comments don't make sense. I don't know what you're saying.
Apparently, the
Tom, can you just
renters
alienate
union-
her again?
Listen, man. I don't see enough people in real life. I mean, I see people I work with, and I saw Tony and Katie today, but that's literally it. Like, I don't see many people anymore. So the
people do you
fewer
work
people
with?
I alienate, huh?
How many people you work with?
I see the guys in the crew, the guys in the warehouse, obviously daily, and
Way
then
more people than your original sob story led us to believe, you crack addict.
all right, man. I'm not saying it's a few people, but I mean,
You
see the same
literally were just saying it was a few people.
Oh shit! All right, fine. Get fucked, Margaret. You want me to alienate Margaret? Get fucked, Margaret. Jesus, what the fuck are you doing? Making stupid comments? Come on.
Wow,
Is that
there
gonna
it is.
help?
Yeah, see? That helps. Thank you.
You're so fucking weak.
Why?
You dummy. Just fucking kick her out if you don't understand what her fucking comments are, man. Don't you have
I
that
don't
kind
care.
of power?
I'm not a fascist. She can
That's
say
true,
whatever she wants. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence, Tom.
Well, yeah. I mean, her consequence could be that you're just sick of her bullshit or whatever.
Margaret
or
said you sound
comments.
adorable when you swear, LOL.
Okay, that's enough with that, Margaret. Compliments don't fucking do anything for me because I'm more offended by compliments than I am fucking criticism. God damn it.
Tom, you're looking dapper tonight.
Fuck your stupid face, Corey.
I love what you've done with your crack hat.
Hey, I finally cleaned that goddamn crack hat, okay?
Tom, I think you're a gentleman and a scholar and a role model for all the children.
You don't...
Guys,
God
everybody
damn it.
in Twitch, I think right now is a time that Tom just really needs some love. So I think we should blast him out with a lot of compliments and as much love as his dead heart can contain.
It's not a dead heart.
Margaret says, not in an attractive way, like in a tiny dog that won't stop barking way.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Mikey Two Milk says, I'd let Tom fuck my mother.
Mikey, how old is your mom? I'm very alone. I'm very alone. I thought I literally mentioned that basically
Two
yesterday.
questions, Mikey. How old is your mom, and how good is she of a cook?
Well, what are you saying? You're gonna fuck her?
No, I'm saying that you're a fat dude that needs to eat your feelings away after you fornicate.
I'm trying to lose weight, man.
Badman Trouble says, Tom, you're important and you matter.
Well, yeah, to this show maybe.
Skull
Grand scheme of
Fox
things,
says,
not
love
much.
you, Tommy.
Stop fucking saying things like that.
And then also
I
said,
don't
my
know
mom
what
probably
love
already
is.
fucked Tom.
What?
Skull Fox says, my mom probably already fucked Tom.
I mean, how old is your mom? I mean, I got a range that I've hit so far. I mean, that's
Why
weird.
don't you just give the 3 names of the people you fucked and they can compare them, see if it was their mom?
Of the 3 people.
Yeah, I rounded up by 2 to not make you look like a loser.
Thank you, Corey. No, I mean, you rounded up by, no, you rounded down. No, it doesn't matter.
He's jumped viewer count up to 20. How about that? That's right. Oh, 26. It says 26.
Oh, jeez.
Skull Fox says 50. LMAO. Yeah, probably. Tom might have fucked that. Like, people don't know this, but, like, his comedy troupe Gladys, like, they started as a one-night stand.
Wow.
Do you like how I spread
By the
just
way,
vicious rumors?
Yeah, I got you. I got what you're doing. You know what's actually kind of crazy to me, and that there is probably 26 people on Twitch because it's such a beautiful night out, and no one can get together and have a fucking bonfire right now. It's fucking ridiculous. This is a
Magic
perfect night to have a
Cosmo
fucking
says
bonfire.
Tom is the white Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson, Jesus, that's not a compliment. Fucking Christ! If you said would have said the White Rock, one complete lie too, but Jesus, at least give me somebody who's fucking talented.
Hello, Mike. How's it going? Margaret says Corey Adams love connection. 0% compatibility, 1% humiliation.
Only 1%.
100.
Jesus.
I misread that. I might be drunk.
Oh. Well, how many beers? Beers. How many beers you had?
A-Bomber says there's a bonfire 2 houses down from me. Is that true, A-Bombs? We should go crash it. A-Bombs is my neighbor. He lives right next door.
Yeah, go crash it, man. Go.
How does
socialize
social
with some
distancing
people.
work with muggings?
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to mug people anyways, but I mean, if you're
Put
gonna
the
do
money
it, I guess.
in the fucking reach claw bag.
Yeah. Listen, this is a 6-foot pole. I guarantee you. Put all the money in the bag.
This is a lifeguard net. You put the money in there.
A lifeguard net.
Mikey Two Milk says, why does Tom look so grumpy in this picture? No crack?
No, I honestly don't remember where the fucking picture comes from. I assume Facebook somewhere,
you look like
but
you're
I
taking a shit.
No, I don't take photos of myself taking a shit. That's creepy.
Nobody believes that, Tom.
I don't even answer the phone when I'm taking a shit.
That's not true at all. I've heard the echoey plunk of you answering.
No. Apology accepted. Even if I was taking a shit when you called me right now, I would have just fucking declined it or whatever and tried to finish my business as quickly as possible.
Is that what you call it? You call it getting down to business? Doing a little pooper work?
Well, I mean, what do you call taking a shit? Taking a shit?
Mikey Two Milk just got you, bitch. He said Tom takes selfies with his shit. Twinsies.
See, I respond much better to insults like that. Way to go, Mike.
Tom, I think you're a very special person, and I think the right person is out there for you. There's more fish in the sea, and you're just a big old smelly piece of bait to attract them.
You were on the right track until you called me a big smelly piece of bait or whatever.
No, I wanted to call you a name, so you took the compliment.
Yeah, no, I still don't know how to take the compliments of that because I really genuinely believe that you're fucking wrong. I don't know if there's anybody out there.
Skull Fox says, yeah, sorry, Tom. I'm rooting for you, but you have definitely taken a shit on the phone.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. Don't lie.
I swear to God.
Why is your hand brown in that picture, then?
You're so fucked. I hate you so much sometimes.
What did I do? Magic Cosmo says, okay, what about the white Billy Blanks? Yeah.
Yeah, because I know what fucking Tybo actually looks like and can do.
You did know what Tybo was and that it was associated to Billy Blanks, though. I think there's more to this conspiracy theory than you're letting on.
First of all, everybody should know who Billy Blanks is because those Tybo commercials were on everywhere in the fucking late 90s and 2000s.
Skullfox said, Tom, it's not a compliment. Take it.
the white Billy Blanks is not a fucking compliment.
No, this is the person that said you've definitely taken a shit while you're on the phone.
Well, I still have to defend myself from fucking these fucking heinous acts of lies against me.
Mikey Two Milk says, so tonight we established that Tom is a liar and a phone shitter. It's fair. Also, Margaret posted the link from exactly where that photo's from. And it's a picture of you from 2018 wearing a Minneapolis Death Squad t-shirt. I just want you to know that Margaret was in your fucking Facebook page doxing the fuck out of you, bro. How does it feel to be doxed?
Well, I mean, she already went through, I think, probably my LinkedIn profile when she was on, with all the jobs I've had in the past or whatever.
Skullfox says, so much stuttering, clearly lies.
Sorry that I stutter sometimes when I'm on live fucking Twitch, you dickhead.
There's more than one dickhead here.
I'll have to try and make sure that I use all of my syllables and words as correctly as possible.
Yeah, use
you
your
fucking moron.
Use your
I'll
big
slow down my speech.
Apology accepted.
Say again, Corey?
Use your big boy words.
I don't have big boy words.
What a dork.
Why not?
Because my vocabulary stunted at about the 6th grade.
Magic Cosmo says, Japanese Tom Arnold, final offer.
Okay, I'll take it, sure.
Margaret
I mean,
says,
it could
how
be
can
worse.
you be that grumpy when you're wearing an MCDS shirt? Ugh. See, this is what we've been dealing with all night. Margaret, just because you're wearing a shirt doesn't mean you're happy or sad. It's literally just a piece of fabric to drape over Tom's Cinnabon nipples.
Yeah, I mean, I did buy it from Wayne Burfine.
Did you?
I mean, yeah. Because I think he was the only one that actually still had Death Squad shirts on him. I think Matic and...
I'd like to say that
People are
surprises
sold
me,
out.
but it really does not. Like,
No, I mean, yeah,
Wayne is a tour de force when it comes to merch.
Right.
It's honestly like kind of upsetting to watch. Like that dude.
Well, I mean,
have you ever seen Wayne like in full like rabble rouse mode about getting somebody to fucking buy merch? He's intense.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, he does know how to get people to buy, and honestly, some of his stuff is really cool. That fuck off shirt that he has is pretty dope. I mean, even that Death Squad shirt is pretty fucking awesome with that design and everything.
Yeah.
But
Margaret says Gus was right. Cinnabon is people.
what?
Yeah,
How was
man,
this fucking?
I don't know. Check it out. You're not willing to alienate her, so I'm just reading her stuff to you so you can get as frustrated as we've been. Also, Mikey Two Milk says, today, Junior.
You know, Mikey, for a guy who has such anxiety about going, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go down that road.
Come on, get him.
Nope.
Why?
Nope. I don't need to. I don't need
You
to.
do.
He's a nice guy.
Defend your honor, Tom.
I don't need to defend my honor.
Yes, you
Mike's
do.
a good dude. Mike's a good dude. He just has a couple issues and stuff like that, but he's a good dude. I don't need to go after him.
If you don't stand up to bullies, they're going to keep taking your fucking lunch.
Oh, shit! First of all, if I wanted to actually stand up to all these fuckers, I'd just hang up the phone right now and shit like that. But
you know
and
that
also,
will
too,
only
there's-
result in 4 more phone calls.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then
But also, too-
the release of your very private mobile phone number. We've established the parameters.
Right, I get it. But here's the thing. I don't have to worry about these people because it's all just on the internet. I don't give two flying fucks about what these people call me on the internet. Now, if they want to actually step up to me in person and call these things, these insults to my face, sure, that might be a different fucking outcome for them. But reality is, it's just the internet, and they're just trying to fucking troll me. So I gotta have a laugh.
Mikey Two Milk says, I still can't wrap my head around Tom being a bouncer. He's just so buttery. Skullfox says, LOL, I've been here for 10 minutes and already frustrated.
He's frustrated or I'm frustrated?
I don't know. I think he's saying you're frustrated.
Oh.
And then
Well, he said,
Mikey
"I've been here."
Two Milk says it's all in fun, Tomas. And then Margaret
thanks.
Blaylock is letting us know that Gus Lynch joke about Cinnabon sounding like Soylent Green. Yeah, we understood it. You see
Well,
what I'm
you
see
and I might have
what I'm
understood
dealing
it,
with
but
here?
I mean, how many? Honest question to everybody that's in the chat. How many of you had ever seen Gus Lynch perform comedy? That would be the question. If you say yes, cool, then you might get that joke. But also, too, if it's just for 2, maybe 3 people, depending on
Well,
again, who's in the chat.
she's been pumping the whole like this is a Willie's Aholic Anonymous meeting all night because we had Josh Denny on here earlier.
Oh, son of a bitch! I gotta go back and watch the episode then.
Yeah, we had
I love Josh.
my buddy Jesse, who Badman Trouble in the chat. He talked about like going to war and shit. It was a good episode so far. Till you shut up with your fucking crackhead nonsense.
It's only my crackhead nonsense because you want to make it my crackhead nonsense. That's how this goes, right?
Tom, I just want you to know I respect you and you're a pinnacle of morality in these dark, bleak times.
Okay. I don't know. I can't really say thank you to that because I know it's not really sincere from you. But since it's also a compliment, my body just normally wants to shut down and be like, oh, okay, now I have fucking standards to live up to. Oh, God.
Mikey Two Milk says, I have not. I'm new here. Longtime commenter, first time listener. Skullfox says, haha, I'm a girl. Name's Grace Skullfox. Not live.
Not live?
Yeah, I don't know.
The fuck does that mean, not live?
Magic Cosmo said, I don't think I was being insulting. I actually just wanted to see you live.
Okay.
He's the one that called you like a bunch of Batman Trouble also said, I stumble over my words like a quadriplegic in a 100-meter hurdle race.
Well, good for him, I guess.
How's that feel? You feel that silence?
Yeah.
That's the disappointment of every loved one in your life.
Oh, shit! That's fine. I mean,
and by
loved
disappointment, I mean absolute pride at your overall skill, longevity, and mastercraft of this tainted orb of Earth.
Really?
Yeah, Mikey Two Bucks says, I think Tom is a gentleman and a scholar. He carries himself with dignity and grace. He's beautiful, he's stunning, and so brave.
He also spelled beautiful wrong, just to say. Because I want to be a dick about this, goddammit. Stop fucking giving me compliments, you fucks.
Tom, I like what you've done with your hair. What is that? That's really nice.
First of all, you never liked my hair. Go fuck yourself. Okay?
Why are you being so
hostile? Dare you?
I'm telling you I like your hair.
Yeah, how dare you? You haven't seen me in person since like the 16th, you fuck.
That's probably why I like your hair. I love what you look like when I don't have to look at you.
God, if that wasn't such a true fucking statement. Oh, I hate you so much, Corey.
Every time Tom is silent, his picture matches the silence.
What?
I like Tom's beard. It catches all the chili he spills and doesn't stain.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
This is quickly devolving into art.
The insults or the...
You are fake news.
Yeah. They're doing their best.
Yeah.
It's about fucking time they all brought their best.
Tom kind of looks like Kevin James with a ginger beard.
Kind of, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm taller than him. I'm pretty certain, but...
Tom, I think you're so brave and a very successful human being.
Stop fucking saying brave.
But you're so brave.
How am I fucking brave?
I don't know, but every time I think about you, I think about how #blessed I am to know you.
All right, man. I mean, me being brave is literally just fucking going out in the sun today. That's about it.
Did you do that?
That's brave. Yeah, I was out, started the day off by having a nice little walk and hike through nature.
Mikey Two Bucks says, Ode to Tom, my boner yearns for thee.
God damn it. Yeah, and then I did yard work today.
What?
Yeah, I did some yard work.
You don't
I did,
even own a house. Why are you doing yard work? That's not a rental thing.
Right, but I'm living here, and it needs to look decent.
Why? Why does it need to look decent?
Well, because apparently, I found out from the neighbors today that are decent folk that another neighbor has had issues with the landlord here and his mom, who owned the house before him, as far as not mowing the grass and all this other shit, and like she's tried to make complaints to the city about that kind of shit. So I'm just trying to make sure that like I don't get fucking hassled for.
Well, I mean, what are they going to hassle you for? It's not your place. Tom, say nothing if you smoke a lot of crack. Tom, say nothing if you just love every single man you've encountered on this channel and just want to be on their fans only site. All right, that's what I thought. Tom, hang up if every compliment given to you tonight was true. Oh, there he went. He hung up. We'll have to call him back. He's obviously just cranky.
What do you want now?
We got disconnected.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
You weren't just saying those fucking things?
No,
Because I heard them.
Because you were still on the line and you were able to speak, but you didn't, and then you hung up on me.
I didn't hang up on you.
Hey,
You hung up on
lie.
me.
You don't have to lie to the chat room, Tom. It's fine. Listen to me. Listen to me. You're amongst friends, Tom, and it's very, very safe.
No, it's not. Not with these people.
Yes, it's
And
totally
also,
safe,
too,
Tom.
again, I'm not
These
too
people
concerned
are
about
being
the name.
strong enough to compliment you.
Did I rage quit? I just read Badman's comment. I did not rage quit.
You kind of did.
That's for loser NASCAR drivers, okay? I don't rage quit.
All right, that's pretty good. Mikey Two Milk says, "Picture my balls, Tom. Picture them, so low."
God, I hate him so
I know,
much.
like you can't unsee that picture. Like, Mikey,
The
I
fuck's
wish you
that
were
noise, by the
more.
way?
Mikey, I wish you were more proud of your balls so I could show them to other people. I would literally, like, I'm not usually the guy to do this, but I would show your balls around town. Like that. That picture is like fucking Cthulhu of genitals. The geometry is all wrong.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Why is there a door squeaking in the background?
What door?
I don't know. I've heard it like 3 times being on the phone with you, like some weird door squeak or something.
Oh, it's probably just my chair. Is it this?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the chair.
Huh.
Sometimes when I go to like reach over to the stream deck, and like I need to lube it up. You know, like every woman you fuck dry.
Wow.
Because you're so good at sex. You're fucking a man's man. Every woman wants you. Every man wants to be you. Tom fucking Chillstrom.
Okay. Listen,
Mikey Two Milk says that squeaking is him sneaking into Tom's house.
Right.
What's my name? Sandy says, I heard it right before you quit and hung up. I think your place is haunted.
No, it's not.
ITW nothing, Tom. Take off your panties.
Yeah, I read that comment. I didn't know what the fuck it meant.
Yeah. Well, Mikey has a little girl, so like he's got all these sweet fucking vernacular. Like I don't understand abbreviations at all. Oh, it's okay. It's nothing, Tom. Take off your pants. He's insulting your masculinity, Tom. That's what that is right there.
Oh, okay. That's again whatever.
Apology accepted.
Yeah. Are we done here?
No.
Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because we're having fun, Tom. And if you would just open your heart to the support of friends around you who love and cherish you, you would be having fun too.
Oh, I'm having an absolute blast, Corey, per usual.
Right. I said if you opened your heart.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm having a fucking just a
Why?
real
Okay,
blast.
let me ask you this, bitch. Why do you get more hostile with compliments? Like, how fucked up are you on the inside? Like, I can insult you all day and you don't take it as personal as when I give you compliments.
Yeah, because I don't know how to respond well to compliments. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know. I guess when you don't hear a lot of them from anybody really for a long time, and then when you fucking do hear compliments, you're just like, yeah, that's just like how
Mikey
a person
Two Milk
should be,
says,
right?
"Let us love you" in all caps. Skull
When
Fox
he
says,
says
"Open
it-
your heart already. Get out there, Tom."
Right. Here's the thing: when I hear compliments, I don't know how to take them. Probably because, again, didn't hear a lot growing up, and then when people do give me compliments, it's for basic shit like, "Oh, he has good manners" or some shit like that.
You do have good manners.
Yeah, you're just supposed to have good manners. That's how it is, right? If you're raised
No.
like a correct person.
No, if you're raised in a bubble by fucking like overwhelming totalitarian Catholics, maybe, but most people don't have good manners. That's not a thing.
I disagree. I think most people do have good manners.
I think you have awesome manners. It's one of the things I
Yeah.
respect most about you is your manners, your cordial demeanor.
Cordial demeanor.
Yeah. Your ability to just get out there and let the whole world touch you with love.
That's not a thing. The whole world does not touch me with love. That one, first of all, sounds like a Biden campaign slogan and shit. Touch the world with love. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
God damn it. What the fuck kind of comment is that, though? Let the world touch you with love.
Yeah,
What
let
the
us love
fuck?
you.
Yeah, but the way you
Sandy says,
fucking
I think you're the
phrased it.
bomb. Skull Fox says, what are you supposed to reply when somebody compliments you? Just say thank you. Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah, you'd think your good manners would field that. Mikey Two Milks says, Tom is very handsome. He has two very chiseled chins.
Yeah, I do say thank you, but I don't know how to actually internalize it.
Magic Cosmo says, I'm a sociopath and even I love compliments.
That's also probably because you are superficial in some form or another too. I don't know.
Margaret Blaylock says, all right, I moderately enjoyed bitching about. Gotta sign off. Glad I could help you be confused.
Yeah, thanks, Margaret. You're a real champion.
Right? I
See,
heard
now-
Margaret thought that you were more than moderately attentive in bed.
Oh shit!
God, I fucking hate you. God damn it.
What?
Even just saying those words, I had forgotten that Margaret basically ends her sets with saying the crowd has been moderately attentive or
That's
whatever.
what she did with her comment. She goes, all right, I moderately enjoyed. She likes to put moderate in front of it. It's like her adjective. Otsu says, I knew Tom fucked her. Or at least smoked crack with her. Tom, open your eyes.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Somebody just said open your eyes.
They're open.
Here, Mikey Two Milk says, compliment me, Tom. This is therapy.
Oh, I see. Because Skull Fox. Okay, I see his comment afterwards. Okay, this is therapy. Who said that?
Mikey Two Milks.
Oh, yeah. Well, God, yeah, but you didn't say compliment me. This is therapy. I've already given Mikey a bunch of compliments. I mean, hell, I even typed out yesterday. He's a good dude.
Tom, I think you're a good dude, and I think it's mostly your manners.
Shut up, dude. I think now you're just trying to be a patronizing asshole.
Right, because
Which,
you can't
by
take
the way, is
compliments,
right up
so I
your
have to
fucking-
make the compliments insults, or you don't absorb them. You've
Yeah.
already given me the terms. Don't try to turn this into me. This is
Right.
on you.
Yeah, I know it is.
Mikey Two Milk says we all think Tom's a good dude. Tom is a good dude. Tom is a really awesome person. He's one of my favorite human beings on this planet.
Thank
See,
you,
here's
Corey.
the best part about this, is that I meant that one. Yeah, Tom is a care emoji of a human being.
Right. Anyhow,
Skullfox said, Tom, did you add Margaret on Facebook yet? The ultimate compliment.
we actually never. She never unfriended me. I didn't unfriend her.
Oh, really? You guys just decided to be adults about your shit, huh?
Yeah. Again, after the last show where we had, where we aired grievances or whatever, or talked shit about each other, she called me afterwards and we worked it out. We squared it up. So I apologize for saying some heinous shit about her, and then we worked it out. That's it. Like adults do. I mean, I don't know. You want to? I don't know the last time you were in a fucking war of words over basically nothing, but yeah, it just got out of hand. That's all. I just talked too much shit about her, and it went too far. That's all. And I apologize.
Well, at least you can own up. That's another thing I really respect about you. You're really good at owning up your own faults, as long as it's not crack.
Yeah, to be honest with you, and so I'm very quick to apologize.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that. Also, people are calling you Tim again now.
Of course they are. By the way,
Magic Cosmo said, if my robot worked, I could only hope it be as great as Tim.
Right. Okay.
Mikey Tubuck says he thinks you would look tougher if your name was Tim.
That's not true. Actually, almost every Tim I've ever met looks pudgier and worse than I do.
Batman Trouble says, I will name my first child after Tom and hope he is half as well-mannered.
A lot of it does have to be, or does involve with how you're raised, by the way. But
yeah, I said that.
No, I know, but I'm just never mind.
Well, no, remember when you were all mad at me and you're like, that's not, and then it is. Like, I think growing up in a stricter household makes people more well-mannered. It would have to.
Right, but I wasn't Catholic. You said Catholic.
Okay, that's where we're going to split hairs about this?
Yeah, I've never...
It was just a hypothetical, Tom. When you pick hairs and like semantics out of it, you make it more than a hypothetical. You're turning this blanket insult that was fun into a personal attack. And I didn't even realize you were a Democrat.
I'm not a Democrat. That actually hurts worse. But good for you, I guess, Corey. That doesn't even hurt, to be honest with you. Just
what does hurt? When's the last time words hurt you, Tom?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Skullfuck says, Tom, you're pale as fuck. You're Catholic.
No, I'm a ginger. I think you're confusing the two.
Mikey Two Milk says, hey guys, I just got back. What did I miss? I had to take a Tom. I just hope he wiped his chillstrom, you know?
Wow.
What? Oh, that's the one?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's just my last name.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's because it's a family name, right?
Yeah.
You never get mad at any personal attacks. You just get mad at things that are intended for other people.
Well, I mean, that's like calling my whole lineage down that line an asshole. So it's not really fair.
Well,
but,
I meant it specifically to you, if that makes you feel better.
I mean, yeah, but again, just call it a Tom hole or something like that. I mean,
a Tom
don't
hole?
call it a Tom.
Okay.
Don't call it a Tom hole. But
no, you win. We'll call it a Tom hole. I'm here to help you, baby.
Apology accepted. Baby. What the fuck?
Yeah, I got you, boo.
Stop with your fucking craziness.
I'm just hashtag blessed to be here with you. I'll say a bunch of nice things on you on Facebook if you do the same. Hashtag shout out for shout out.
No, don't do that, because the last person who did that was Andy Matfield, and I couldn't fucking go. Compliment for compliment with him.
Yeah, but I'm easier to compliment than him.
Not really.
Oh.
He's a far better person than you.
Yeah, but that's why I have like my compliments are more apparent.
What? Like, way to not try to give yourself a fucking comb over? Good job, Corey.
Mikey said, I took a selfie with it. It looked like Tom was standing in the room next to me. He's talking about that sweet Tom he took.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I knew because of his previous comment that I take selfies with my
Skull
shit.
Fox says,
Yes.
I'm adding you on Facebook, Tom. You better take that compliment.
Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, you will. You big fucking doof.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Look at how well mannered. I really appreciate how good your manners are.
Oh, God, Corey, shut the fuck up.
I just can't believe that's such a nerve.
It's not, I don't know. I don't know why it's that fucking weird for me to take compliments. I really just have no fucking clue. Probably, I think maybe the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is the fact that I generally was a pretty good student in school, but for some reason, like the warped 90s and early 2000s of going to school, if you were a smart student, you were all of a sudden supposed to be like some kind of weird social outcast and shit too. It was very fucking weird.
Mikey Two Milk says, Tom is so polite and so generous with his time. Thanks for calling, Tom.
I didn't call. Corey called me.
Just take the fucking compliment, dude. You're ruining
Well, and
it.
also, too, what am I going to be fucking doing at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday with nothing to fucking do?
I mean, bitching about that, apparently, right?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you and stuff like that, if this was if it was 10 o'clock on a normal Saturday, you would probably be out working or finishing up whatever show or whatever, and I would probably be hopefully finishing up a show, but likelihood probably not.
Yeah, I would be finishing up a show. You'd just be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, again,
But
hopefully.
I bet you would be really polite about it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. Because it would be the host. So.
Yeah.
Or just staying in the back of the
Tovar
room.
just said, Tom is really fun to get angry.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think actually the biggest laugh I ever got out of Tovar is because he fucking pushed me to the goddamn pull tab booth at fucking Willie's.
I remember that. That shit was great.
Yeah, and I was only pissed off because it fucking it hurt my shoulder. That was it. Because I was going over my fucking keys in my jacket pocket. I couldn't get out in time to stop me from fucking slamming into that goddamn fucking booth. And then he's laughing his fucking ass off as I'm fucking giving him the death glare.
Skull Fox said, all right, Tom, sent. It's in your hands now. LMAO.
Right. Okay, hold on.
And Mikey is actually masturbating to this, I guess. This is prime Tom fapping time. Fap ropes.
Jesus Christ.
Tovar said he let little old me shove him around. Boo-hoo.
Right. Well, that's good, I guess.
What's good, you guess?
From time to time. From time to time.
Are you okay? Do you need more compliments?
No, I don't need any more fucking compliments.
What a dork.
Why? Why won't you just let us love you, Tom?
I don't know. I don't feel like I deserve love, maybe. I don't know. Fuck it.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you think, like, deep down inside, you feel like you don't deserve compliments, so they make you mad?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's the depression I have. I don't know. Actually, I guess that would be it.
Mikey Two Milks, after typing all that fapping, just said, how do you get jizz out of a keyboard? Asking for a friend. Who is not me.
I don't know, actually. No, I don't know. The form of depression I have is dysthymia, which generally is...
Wait, dysthymia? What is that?
It's a lower opinion of self. Generally, a bit of self-loathing is one of the keys to it, and then also low self-value. So,
what would you say your value is, currency-wise? So for a bartering culture, you're probably a two-goat bitch.
A two-goat bitch. Well, I don't know. You can't milk me, so maybe it's only one goat.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I got a strong back still. I mean, most of the time, so I can move some shit. I don't know. Goats can do that too, so I don't know.
Mikey said, so can of air failed. New question. How do you get jizz out of your eye? Magic Cosmo says Lysol works the best, Mikey.
Not in your eye, though. Not in your eye, Mikey. He didn't mean in your eye. He meant on the
I
keyboard.
think there's a lag, so he's probably already putting it in his eye as we speak.
God damn it. Why weren't you wearing your glasses, Mikey? Why weren't you wearing your fucking glasses?
Yeah, you got a safety goggle when you're jizzing into your eye. Tom knows that.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus. Oh my God. What happened? Why did this end up like this?
Skullfox says, what? Tom knows Jorge N. and Danielle E. Then Skullfox said LOL
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, high school or well, the Jorge I think you're probably talking about. Yeah, I mean, I think they lived in the same neighborhood or whatever, so not too far from me or whatever, but yeah, school or whatnot.
What's my name? Sandy says the Lysol will help get the corona out too.
Oh Jesus! You had to bring up the fucking coronavirus, didn't you?
SARS too, yeah. Mikey
Yeah,
Two Mug
SARS
says
too.
because if I have my glasses on, I can't fap to it. Tom.
Okay. I mean, good for you, I guess. I don't. Does everything need to be blurry for you to fap to? What the
I
fuck?
think he's just implying your face needs to be blurry for him to fap to.
There we go. Yeah, that's it. That makes more sense.
Badman Trouble says solidify that jizz. Pour in some ground coffee.
Jesus. All right.
Badman Trouble also says try a box of rice. Magic Cosmo says don't use bleach to clean up jizz.
I heard cold water, but you shouldn't use water on your keyboard.
Is that true?
Well, I mean, you shouldn't use water on most electronics, Corey.
Well, if you
that's
can't use water on your keyboard, are you still allowed to watch squirting porn? Or how does that work?
That's a good question.
Tom, I need your expertise to help me navigate this.
I don't know. Let's just say I've had to wash a lot of underwear.
Yeah, are you a jizz in your pants kind of guy?
I mean, not normally, but hey, man, where things happen at the strip club. Oh shit. Why'd I say that?
Attaboy.
Whatever. Most guys have gone to the strip club, so whatever.
Yeah, was that you just trying to be ashamed at going to the strip club? Is that what that was?
Not really.
Yeah, nobody cares. You're fine.
Yeah, who cares?
Mikey Two Milks with another update. So Lysol wipes really sting. And now there's jizz, Lysol, and bleach on my shirt. Send help.
Oh, I think you just need to, go take a shower, Mikey. Call it a night.
Ricktar says, Corey, are you gay? Not for you, Ricktar. Just for Tom, because I love him, and he is a great man, and he has the best manners.
Who is Ricktar? Why are they asking you if you're gay?
That's my buddy Rick. He's trying to see if him and I'll bang. Mikey
Oh.
Two Milks with another update. Oh God, it burns. Batman Trouble says, you visited a strip club? Wow, cardinal sin.
Yeah, lust is a cardinal sin.
Ricktar says,
seven-
damn, I was
seven
feeling
sins.
gay tonight. All right, Rick, you know what? I'll make an exception. Get up here. Let's do this. Mikey says, is this what sex with Tom is like? God help me. The narration of his struggles is absolutely delightfly to me.
From time to time.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, you've suffered enough. Tell people where to find you. Tom? I don't know what you're playing, but nobody can hear that. I think that was his phone. This Facebook app gets super jank after a while. It's super weird.
What's up?
Was that you mumbling, or were you playing a video, or what was that?
No.
That was so weird. I could just barely hear you. This Facebook app is garbage.
Yeah, it asked me to rank the call or
Skullfox
the
wants
call
to know
every
if you
time.
grew up on Street. Nutria?
No, I did not grow up on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Some sweet fucking localized fucking Rogers humor up in this bitch.
Not Rogers, no.
Elk River?
Up that way, though, yeah.
How far up?
It's in that school district, the Elk River School District.
Tell the people how to get a hold of you again, Tom.
At Tom Chillstrom on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook.com/Tom.Chillstrom. Or just Google Tom Chillstrom. You'll find me eventually.
Tom, what's it like to be an American hero that everyone looks up to specifically because of your manners?
I'm not an American hero. I've never saved the world
I disagree. You save the world every night you're here, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this.
I don't save the world every time I'm here, but
Tom, you're a
welcome.
goddamn national treasure, and I appreciate you on every bit of a cellular level.
I swear to God, I think the last person who called me a goddamn national treasure was Joe Coxello. So
Yeah. You're a national treasure.
he's also called me a goddamn gem. You want to fucking go that route
You are
too?
a goddamn gem. He's right about that. You're a goddamn gem. Yeah. You're a gem and a treasure. It's actually the same kind of thing because gems can be treasures. It's kind of a weird little thing that goes around, right? Like gems can be, yeah. They can be treasures.
It's a good one.
I want you to
Getting
know I
pretty
really
good.
like. Hey, yeah. I know that, but I really like your manners.
That was almost too. That wasn't quite New Yorker enough when you said manners.
Yeah, but he's not really New Yorker. He's from here. He's got a Midwestern New York accent. That's why you have to extend it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. I'm going to get him on here so everybody knows what he sounds like. Doima does a podcast with him, so they might already know.
You are right, sir. Yes, that is correct. Yes, oh, fuck, look at the time. Oh, shit. Gotta go. Goya, I love you.
Yeah, and the Tiger love being at the Bronx. It's like, are you kidding me? I used to live in the Bronx. Yeah. All right, Tom, we're going to let you go.
All right, talk to you later, bud.
Goodbye, Tom.
Have a good night.
Yep. That was Tom Chillstrom. All right, let's see where else we are. Where are we at? I mean, we've already hit time. We can do whatever. Let's see here. I saw Tovar in here a second ago, but now he's gone. So maybe he's sleeping. All right, let's take a look over here. There was a couple more links that I was trying to get to, but I feel like we should just save it because we're already over time. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to say fuck it. We're over time. We got this. You guys have been awesome. Don't forget to go to Venmo or, wait, hold on. Lost Phase. I make really good anime videos on YouTube. Do you mind checking them out? Yeah, I don't give a shit. That's fine. Promote, baby. I'm not a hater. Just wait, did you follow and subscribe my channel, you motherfucker? Because here's the thing. I don't care if you promote, but spread the love. If I see the little follow icon on there, okay. I didn't see the notification. I believe you, though. Damn the constraints. Yeah, right. Damn time constraints. You're not wrong. Oh, shit. There it is. Lost Phase. New follower. All right, go ahead. Put your link in there. That's pretty great. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to Tom for just being a really righteous dude whose manners are unparalleled in modern society. I know he's still in the channel, and Tom, I want you to know that I love this. It's called Anime Viz. All right, Anime Vids on YouTube. Go get it. Lost Phase. Go see him. He's not. Oh, well, it says he is. Everything's lagged. Who gives a shit? All right. You guys have been awesome. Don't forget, we do this every day. Well, 5 days a week. We go Friday through Tuesday, 7:30-ish to 10:30-ish. You guys have been awesome. We will see you tomorrow about the same time, about the same as we pop open our fucking Sunday Fun Day. We got a pretty good one in store tomorrow as well. I'm pretty excited about tomorrow. So you guys have been awesome. Let's do that thing right now where we move to the end phase. Here we go. All right. Don't forget to check out Lost Phases Anime Vids. Magi Cosmo, you are my hero. Or at least you will be if you send me money. Everybody here has the opportunity to be my hero because I'm still trying to make rent. So don't forget to go to Venmo or PayPal and donate to Corey Adam Comedy. All of the funds go to the Corey Adam College Fund. It's not really a fund for me to go through college, but it sounds better than just give me money, right? It's kind of rad. So 1 bit from Mikey. Thank you so much. That helps a lot. I know that sounds like I'm being aggressive, but it's not. I appreciate fucking everything. I do have to put in a glasses thing in Spybot. You know what? We're going to do that right now. How about that? We'll do it right now. Just so I don't forget, because I meant to do it last night and didn't, so... There you go. Let's see. Subscribers. Remember, if you want to play with Nightbot. All right, do it now. Let's see it. Type in exclamation point glass. Oh, Mikey, thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. Pound glasses is in there now. Or exclamation point glasses is in there now. Let's see here. There was one other thing I wanted to do, and I forget what it was. There you go. Yep. We got that one in there. Yeah. Oh, you want to know shit? Oh, shit. All right. Yeah. Anybody else want any sound drops before we go? We can. I'm here. I'm working through it. We can do whatever we want as far as any of that. All right. There we go. Guess not. Let's see here. We will queue. Let's get this going. The music is so weird. What do you guys think, honestly, about this new background? You guys like it or what? I think it's kind of fun. It is annoying that social media is 2 words, though, right? But whatever. So, yeah, you guys have been awesome. Yeah. Have a great night. We will see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow night.